Beats Planet.
Listen. Hello? Cut my set. Yo, is that better? Let me take a sip of Happy Juice before we get going. What's up, y'all? Voch Lombardi. Keto, cardio, Voch. Keto, cardio, Voch. What's good, y'all? Quick housekeeping, and then we're going to get straight into this because I need some answers. Okay? I need some answers. First of all, shouts out to Patreon people. Shouts out to Merch Gang people. Shouts out to, who is this already? Let me move this out of the way. Rio already dropping 5 in the super chat because he's top tier. It's been a while, brother. Welcome back to the show. You know, that seat that you're sitting in right now, nobody's been sitting there while you was gone, sir. Welcome back to the show, brother. Appreciate you. The Fantasy Football League is booked. So, don't nobody try to, add to that no more because it's done. We got our people in there. We're going to be making that league soon, and we'll be showing everything live. All right, let's talk about this. I'm kind of emotional about this. Borderline quasi-distraught a little bit. What I notice about me, well, y'all enjoying these little super chat stickers here. David J with the 5 in the super chat. Y'all drop a question or something so I can feel good about y'all dropping super chats. Jules said I'm buying something with my money. Give me a question or something. Anyway, so I notice, I take a lot of punishment. You know what I mean? I take a lot of punishment in terms of me interacting with this fan base. You know what I'm saying? When I'm interacting with y'all like to ask questions, and that's cool. I take in all your questions, all your feedback, all your thoughts, all your concerns, everything that you have, I bring it in. I like to feel like I'm a happy medium. I like to feel like I'm this fence between logic and emotion, because I get emotional as a Cowboy fan, but my logic takes over at the end of the day. So what ends up happening is when I get emotional and my Cowboy fans around me get emotional, I look at their emotion and I go, what the hell wrong with y'all? I tell my girl all the time, because me being a guy, sometimes girls can be annoying. And my girl looked at me and said, girls are annoying. And I said, damn. We relate. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel with Cowboy fans sometimes, because I can be emotional, but when I see what I am through them, boy, I got to take 2 steps back and calm down. So what I did while I was playing Red Dead Redemption 2, and I get the news about the Rico situation. We got a lot of stuff to do, by the way, today. I get the hotline bling about the Rico situation. The first thing I did was I started reading comments, because I like to be that fence in the middle. And I read my comments. And I went to my computer room and grabbed my note cards, and I just started writing down my counterpoints for everything people were saying about this whole Rico thing. Can somebody help me understand where's the love? Where is it coming from with this whole Rico thing? I feel like I said last year, hey man, Rico might get cut. I ain't really seeing no real improvement for him. And Voch, you're a hater. Voch, you're just hating on young Rico. Where does one get the fans from? Where'd that come from? Oh, Voch, I'm a fan of Rico. They ain't have to do that to him. Boy, I was a fan of that kid. Why they got to do Rico like that? Mark Holmes dropped a video. Oh, Michael Anthony Finn's gonna be mad. Boy, he's a fan of Rico. Fan when? Zeke hurdling defenders. We trying to push him off the bridge. Dak is the second most winning quarterback for the last 3 years, and we don't want to pay him. We want to push him off the bridge. La'el Collins. I definitely want to push La'el Collins off the bridge. That was a bad example. My bad. What's not a good example? Byron Jones. Byron Jones was a shutdown cornerback for 13 weeks. Gave up 2 big plays. They want to Byron Jones off a bridge. Jeff Heath leads this team in interceptions. 9. Jeff Heath has 9 interceptions in 2 years, and we want to off a bridge. Rico catch 3 passes on some third string people. Miss a block in a preseason game. Miss a block in 5 regular season games. Go back to the sideline. Miss a catch wide open in the back of the end zone in a playoff game. A couple weeks ago in camp, ball bounced off his hands. Joe Jackson got an interception now. Where's this fandom coming from? Where's this fandom coming from? I look at James Conner over in Pittsburgh. I remember when he played, you know what I'm saying, when he played college ball and he had the little cancer situation. I go, damn, that dude beat cancer. I'm rooting for James Conner, boy. I'm rooting for that kid. You know, I don't like the Pittsburgh Steelers or nothing, but boy, that gives me a reason to root for that kid, you know. Dak has a story about his mom and all that. Like, damn, I root for that kid. Boy, you know. Shaquem Griffin, he has one hand. But he been playing. Shaquem Griffin can catch an interception with one hand, not like a one hand interception. But this he ain't got a hand on this one and a hand on this one, and he catch an interception. I'm a fan of that dude. Rico missed the block. He jumped over some kid that's working at Walgreens now, and we fans of Rico, not Voch, not we like Voch, and not me, but we as in what Charles is talking about. Oh, y'all fans of Rico now. To where when Rico get cut, we got this list of hateful shit to say. We got a list of hateful things to say when it comes to us cutting Rico Gathers, knowing damn well we cut 47. We cut 47 people every year. 10 of those guys end up being practice squad, but from Super Bowl to week 1 in the regular season, we cut 47 guys off the roster. We don't care about their stories. We don't care about them. Allen Hurns at least made catches round here. Allen Hurns at least got touchdowns round here. We served him the walking papers like, all right, bro, cool, nice to see you. You walk around Texas, Cole Beasley got his own hot sauce on the shelf. It's time for Cole Beasley to go. You can go, Bees. I'll let you, Bees. I'll let you, Bees. Boy, oh boy, Rico get cut. Now we racist. The front office racist. We don't want black tight ends up here. Got a whole black quarterback. We don't want black tight ends. We can't tarnish the star with a black tight end. Oh, the coaches weren't developing Rico now. Oh, we got to blame the coaches. They weren't developing Rico. Shit, Blake Jarwin got better. Dalton Schultz got better. Jeff Swain before Jeff Swain left. Because we wasn't going to pay Jeff Swain. That makes sense or whatever. But Jeff Swain before Jeff Swain left, he got better. Cody McElroy, we talking about Cody McElroy. He's improving a bit. Why can't Rico get none of those glowing reviews? How come Rico can't get none of those positive remarks? What's he doing wrong? What's he doing? Oh, this coaching staff don't develop nobody. It ain't just the tight end coach, it's all the coaches. Like we ain't seeing Gallup develop or Malik Collins develop or we ain't seeing Xavier Woods develop. Oh, it's everybody's fault but Rico's. Everybody's fault but Rico's. Okay, cool. These civilians Cowboys will never win a Super Bowl because of. Time out. Don't nobody block him. Don't nobody block him. No, don't nobody block him. Calvin Adams, what do you mean Cowboys will never win a Super Bowl because of that right there? Sorry. Calvin Adams, tell me what you apologizing for, sir. I would like to know what you apologizing for, sir. Let me know. Somebody was like, oh, the Cowboys don't want Rico because he a rapper. Oh, he rapping. They want him to focus on football. Like Bees ain't win on some radio show and drop his trash freestyles. Like he ain't just drop his little whack mixtape ain't nobody listening to. The hell, Rico a game changer. Where? Where? Rico a game changer where? Rico a game changer. If I'm playing the PlayStation and he walk by the TV, hey Rico, take out Madden and put in Red Dead. That's the only game changing he doing. Where? What game? I wouldn't throw to him on Madden. You know what it is? While I'm hitting y'all with the finger wave, with the you move with your uncle and auntie and Bel Air finger wave. You know why I'm doing this to you? Because you're spoiled. You're spoiled. As a fan base, I ain't talking about all y'all, but you're spoiled. I had a drink more. But you're spoiled. You spoiled because you see some other team do something, and you, at the snap of your fingers, want your team to do it. That's what's wrong with you. Y'all ain't got no originality. I'm glad y'all don't coach. I'm glad y'all not front office people. Johnny Manziel would be playing quarterback up in here if y'all was the front office people. We need to throw the ball vertical with Rico. We don't throw the ball vertical with nobody. That ain't us as an offense. We move, we cross. That's what we do. We nuance route run, we get open, we yak. Our tight ends block, we bend seams. That's what we do. You know when I really knew Rico he ain't have it all together? You know when I knew Rico ain't have it all together? You know when I knew this? I was watching one game. And everybody cussed out Cooper Rush over this one play. I got calls, so y'all can please feel free to call in. The number is 515-606-5187. The phone lines are open. Access code 309-104. Get your place in line, please. I was watching this one preseason game, and I hope I can go back and find it. I hope I have the patience to go back and find the play I was looking for. Everybody got mad at Cooper Rush for holding the ball too long. He got sacked or something like that. But the rewind Illuminati hit us with an angle to where we saw Cooper Rush looking at Rico, getting ready to throw the ball because he was the read, because that was the play, but Rico ain't looked back at the ball, and Coop didn't throw it, and he got sacked right there. He got sacked right there. And all people could say is Cooper Rush was holding the ball too long or the offensive line got Cooper Rush sacked. We ain't not one time look at Rico Gathers and say, damn, Rico, you ain't going to look for the ball? Or damn, Rico, maybe run this option wrong. Or damn, Rico, when you run the seams, you got to bend that thing in or else you just end up stacking. You know what I mean? Where's the bias coming from? Where's the bias? Oh, Voch, it's cool because he going to go to New England and ball. Shit, he can't take Greg McElroy's spot. Cody McElroy, what's his name? The fourth tight end we got right now, he can't even take McElroy's spot. What he going to do in New England? He can't take not Jeff Swain. He didn't even take Jeff Swain's spot when Jeff Swain was here. He didn't take Dalton Schultz's spot. He didn't even take Blake Jarwin's spot. And Blake Jarwin had to develop into the guy that he is now. I think Blake can play now, but he had to develop into that. Blake was a rookie last year. It's like Rico's third. Where's the accountability here? oh, but we see everybody else drafting power forwards and shit. So we're gonna get us a power forward. Where was you fans of Rico at when he was playing basketball in Baylor? That's when y'all was coaching. Ooh, coaching's the problem. Coach. Let me tell y'all something, man. Back when I played, bro, in high school, I remember, because I was like a 3-year letterman or whatever. So my sophomore year, like one game I was on the line with like all seniors, and there were still seniors that didn't know the plays. And my job as a senior, my job as a center, to where if they didn't know the play, I had to echo the play or tell them to play. Or if they was just big and strong enough, I'd just point and be like, block that guy. And that was high school. So it doesn't surprise me at all that a basketball player from Baylor, couldn't get an NFL playbook in 3 years. Especially if he's not fully dedicated to it. Especially if he's not fully dedicated. These civilians on Twitter, these scrub civilians on Twitter will tell you the coach is doing something wrong, but the coaches deal with Rico every day. The coaches deal with Rico every day. Y'all may see a clip or two of Rico on the internet, but they watch the film and grind over it again, and they watch it in real time. Y'all don't know what the hell going on with Rico. Rico know his plays. Shut up. You don't know. Silly. It's not like, and callers, please hang on because I'm going to get y'all right in. It's not like the Cowboys are afraid to put production over investment. They do it all the time. You invested nothing in Dak Prescott. He's your starter. You invested your first round pick in the Taco. He's like 9th on the depth chart. He might get cut this year. He may not, but you understand what I'm saying. Taco ain't starting this year. He ain't starting this year off the sake of investment. I know a lot of people want to say, follow the money, Voch. It's the investment. Jeff Heath undrafted. He whooping everybody ass out there in practice. Say something. Rico was already he was already suspended for the weed. And look, this is another thing. This the one thing that like kind of brings this all together. And I'm gonna get into the cause after this point. We got a roster full of people that we trying to keep. So Cowboy fans, let me ask you this. Let me just ask you this question. It may not even got to do with hating on Rico, but you may find yourself coming down to a question like, damn, dog, we got this many cornerbacks, but we really like the future we got at cornerback, so we need to make a decision on if we want to carry an extra cornerback, who do we keep? Michael Jackson or Rico Gathers? Because a lot of people saying, oh, Voch, but we drafted Michael Jackson. Isn't he automatically safe? Hell nah. He ain't the first 4 corners. Byron, Cheeto, AB, Jordan Lewis. We got 4 cornerbacks already. Mike ain't safe. You want to add another cornerback or you want Rico Gathers? Something to think about. You know? You got 11 D linemen you would love to keep. 12 and 13 are even serviceable for you. So you ask yourself, man, look, do we need this extra depth at D-line? Should I keep Kerry Hyder or should we bring in Rico Gathers to try to beat Cody McElroy? You know what I'm saying? Damn, boy, this Jalen Guyton kid sure is kicking ass at practice. Boy, this Mitch Hyatt kid sure is in an interesting situation. I would love to keep him. I know I can't put him on practice squad. Do you keep Mitch Hyatt? And or do you keep Jalen Guyton, or you kick them off a bridge for Rico? Easy decision. But y'all pissed off. Please. Pale Moon says Jalen jokes of Rico. Rico gone, so I ain't gotta have this conversation. Rico gone. Let's get into the phones real quick. Brian Brown, what's good, sir?
You don't think the Cowboys are going to make the Super Bowl now without Rico's 3 career receptions?
I'm trying to figure out what entire nation Brother Calvin was talking about. I don't understand what he means by that's why the Cowboy don't make it. I was waiting on Brother Calvin to respond to him, but he didn't. But I guess that's what I guess he thinks you need a power forward to win the Super Bowl, I guess.
Yeah, but Rico didn't do anything. He can't block. He's got 3 career receptions.
Sure.
He's never going to make an impact. You put him over in New England, what's he going to get, 4 or 5 receptions for the whole year?
Maybe. Look. Well, wait a minute. What if he go to Tom Brady? What if he go to Brady and Brady turn his career around? They don't do that in New England. They don't highlight one guy in New England. Look, Rico will have like a good game in New England, and that's it. If they throw it to him, if he could beat the guy, he can't beat Cody McElroy. What are you doing over there? And this ain't no disrespect to Rico, but we see people get cut every year. We see 47 people get cut every year. Why is there an uproar now? I don't understand.
Especially, you got Blake Jarwin on this team. He got more touchdowns in one game than Rico got receptions the whole year.
Thank you, sir. You want to know why? You want to know why Blake Jarwin got 3 touchdowns versus the Giants? Because he learned how to bend the damn seam. Something Rico hadn't done on film yet. Thank you, sir. What else you got?
That's all I got. I got to tell you one thing. I was originally going to call because I saw the title of it, and I was thinking that it's like surely Voch is not going to be mad about the Cowboys cutting Rico Gatter.
You know what? Let me say this. When I looked at the title, it's very ambiguous. It's very ambiguous. It does look like I'm kind of pissed off. Nah, I'm just mad at the fans. I'm mad at fans.
I at first thought there's no way. It's like Voch done lost his mind if he's upset about the Cowboys cut.
Oh, come on, man. You know better, man. It's business as usual, man. It's business as usual. Thank you, sir.
Yep. All right.
Oh, man. What's going on with Brian Brown, man? Brian Brown, no, I ain't losing no sleep. And then he dropped 2 in the super chat. Hey, name. Are we gonna play Crossroads for Rico? Well, hold on. Let's play Crossroads. Let's bow our heads for like 30 seconds. I guess we can all gather here today to. Damn. It happened so soon. Happened so fast. You know, you hate when this happened to the young, you know. This ain't cool. This ain't cool, man. Now when you 89 and you on your deathbed surrounded by your grandkids, that's cool, man. Not at 27. Not at 27 years old. That ain't cool, man. Boy, Rico gonna go to somebody's team and Cowboy fans gonna watch that game. He's gonna make 1 catch and y'all gonna lose y'all mind. He won't catch another one the rest of the year. You can come troll me if he does. Conrad Tokyo's in my chat box, so maybe he can go to Philadelphia or something. I don't know. He definitely ain't taking Zach Ertz's job because he can't take Cody McElroy's job. He ain't taking Dallas Goedert's job because he definitely couldn't take Cody McElroy's job. Please. Bone Thugs. What's going on up here? What was his last 2? Anime Dog Fan, what's good? He say Rico would never work with a running team like Dallas. Also, your videos inspired me to start making my own videos about the Dolphins. Much love. Get in the game, dog. There's plenty of money out here to be made. There's a market for this. Film seems to be cool nowadays. Everybody doing it. So hop on in and get you some. Hop on in and get you some of this. How you doing, Miss Jackie? We just fussing as usual. 100 grand. What's happening, brother? Don't cry now. Don't cry now. Damn.
Peter Rico,
Damn.
You know.
Damn. He didn't deserve that,
He
man.
was somebody that showed great promise with that one catch in that preseason game. We just never saw him.
With that one, we didn't give him a chance. Damn. Don't cry, man.
It was our fault that he didn't know the plays. It was our fault.
Don't cry, man. Don't make me cry, man.
It was our fault that he got caught with the weed.
It was. Don't cry, man.
It was Coach Gary.
Jason Garrett put the weed in his pocket. You right.
It was Linehan that didn't want him.
Linehan put the weed in his pocket, man.
It was Jerry Jones that said, "Light enough, my nigga, to play on the
Rico! Hey, man, I'm gonna need you to quit crying on my phone, dog. I'm gonna need you to quit doing that, boy. What's wrong with you, boy? What's wrong with you, dog? Get that boy up out of here. Hey, man, listen. 100 grand, listen. We told people since day one, a lot of people getting cut this year. It's business as usual. Don't cry on my show.
That you are proud of, names that you know. I'm gonna go bye-bye.
Don't cry on my shoulder. Don't cry on my shoulder.
First one. This is just one. This is just one. Listen, man. It's Rico's fault. Come on, yo.
Talk to him.
Fault. We got dogs out here, man. As soon as you say, wait a minute. Wait. Jason Witten came back. I need to step my shit up, man.
Absolutely.
Nah.
Absolutely.
Nah.
Listen. So when we hear all the people talk about training camp, what they say? Boy, Blake Jarwin got better. Blake Jarwin got better. Dalton Schultz got better. Hey, this Cody McElroy kid ain't bad.
Nothing about Rico. I'm watching the game. I'm watching the practice, man. And I'm watching the scrimmage. They throwing the ball to Rico. He ain't catching shit.
Rico,
like,
Rico, look, Rico.
I hear Brian Broaddus. Brian Broaddus like, everybody's like, if you got everybody in the building, come on, Rico.
Look,
you know Rico's about to go.
They had a video on Twitter when Dak threw the ball to Rico and it bounced off his hands and Joe Jackson caught it. You can hear somebody in the back saying, "Oh boy." They said, "Oh boy." Joe Jackson didn't deserve that highlight. Rico let us down. Rico let us down. And then look, this is the problem. Joe Jackson was on the field, so you know it was a third string linebacker or like safety that Rico was against, and Rico was locked up by that guy. Come on.
It don't make no goddamn sense. I'm sorry. We don't need another body catcher. We don't need Terrence Williams back on this team. Okay, Rico. We don't need that.
But he gonna go to New England and ball out and win them a Super Bowl. He can't beat Cody McElroy.
Let me tell you something. If he don't know the Cowboys plays, definitely ain't going to New England and learning their play.
Look, man.
I'm gonna say that right now.
Look, man.
I'm gonna say that right.
I hope that young brother finds some team so he can make his money, so he can like provide for his family or whatever. But one thing I will not be is I will not be angry. I will not be distraught. I will not be upset that business is happening as usual. This happens every year, the same time every year. 47 people get cut. It just so happened Rico's one of them. Rico's one of those guys.
I'm going to tell you right now, he had 3 years to show improvement. 3 years. Never was you the starter. When you got in the game, you didn't catch balls when you got in the game. You never said, that preseason catch was.
I wish I could find that play. I wish I could find that play.
Highlight of your career.
I wish I could find that play of like Rico not looking at the ball when Cooper wanted to throw it to him, but Rico just wasn't looking. I wish. Let me see if I can find that play. Because
I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it because it's gonna nag you, so you're gonna go look.
It's gonna bother the hell. Right. I'll be so messed if I find that thing and put it out tonight. But sure, whatever. Sure. What else you got for the show, sir?
And then for everybody, that's like, yo, man, we cut Rico. If you can't block, why are we gonna put Rico out on third down? And they already know, Rico about to get the ball, y'all.
Rico out there, yeah.
Because Rico don't block. That's like telling the defense what you trying to do. That's dumb. Why you think we want tight ends that could block? So you don't know if it's a running play or a pass. If you put somebody out there that's one-dimensional, you telling everybody what you doing. Like, These are people that don't know football. They don't know the scheme. They don't know nothing. They just see a nice little highlight. They like, yeah, yo, he could play. He could play. No, it's more to it than that. More to it than that, man. These coaches look at Dak Prescott.
Oh my
man.
God!
Like you said, Dak Prescott was a 4th-round draft pick. Came in the game and balled. If Rico would have balled, he wouldn't have got cut today. Okay?
I'm about to be so messy.
Cut today.
I'm about to be so messy. Hey, so everybody, I just pulled up Rico Gathers 2018. Just pulled up his plays or whatever. The first play, incomplete, short over the middle. Next play, -1 yard. Next play, incomplete. 17-32, incomplete. Rico false start, incomplete. Boy, we about to watch some Rico Gathers film. Boy, we ain't doing nothing else.
Super Bowl, man. We ain't trying to listen, man.
We ain't doing nothing else.
And I'm gonna tell you this right now. I know we talking about Rico, but I'm gonna tell you right now, Zeke better shape up because that 2020 running back class is woo.
Yeah.
Tell you that right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, hey, I love Zeke to death, but this train gotta keep moving. Don't be surprised if Zeke gets traded. I'm crying.
I'll tell you what, man. Let me say this.
Running back class is deep.
$100,000. Let me say this. So So listen, I was in the park today. I was jogging around because I'm trying to be keto, cardio, Voch or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I hate fan trade theories. I can't stand them. You know what I mean? Like, yo, Voch, you think we could trade Jordan Lewis for Aaron Rodgers and a 1st-round pick? You know, like dumb little fan trades like that. I saw a fan trade today that made me consider. Like somebody was like, could we trade Zeke and a first? Could we trade Zeke for Melvin Gordon and a 2nd-round pick? And I was like, We don't need the best running back in the league, but we just need a good one.
No,
we just need a great one. We just need a great one.
No, when I was lying, we don't need. Listen.
I said,
listen, we just need somebody that handling this business. That's all we need.
Hey man, I tell you what, looking at the blue and white super practice, Tony Pollard was looking good. Tony,
yes, he did.
Tony look ready.
Yes, yes he did.
Listen,
and if I'm Zeke, if Dak say he talked to Zeke almost every day,
mm-hmm.
Dak better tell Zeke, listen, dog. Listen.
This is the funny part. I saw through all they little, we gonna start Darius Jackson because he's a veteran. I saw through all that damn shenanigans. Boy, they had Tony out that thing running all the motion, running all the routes. The entire 2-minute drill, Tony was the running back. I noticed all that.
He is starting. I'm telling you that right now. That showed me he started. Listen, if you produce, the Cowboys is gonna play you. If you don't, you go. This is Stephen Jones' regime. I'm telling you, y'all playing around. Stephen Jones ain't playing. Steve want a ring right now. He's not letting money. He don't give a damn if he drafted you in the 1st round. If you ain't producing, if you ain't showing up, if you don't want to play, get the fuck out of here. My bad for Kurt.
No, you good, Steve.
Alabama.
Oh, time out. Let me hit this mute button. Hold on, I muted everybody. Hold up, $100,000. I'm going nowhere. All right, cool. I got you. Listen, man. You can't play chicken with billionaires. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've been playing chicken their whole life. That's what they know. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying?
Jerry raised his son upright, man. I'm telling you think Stephen Jones just fell off a boat. Jerry was grooming his son for this.
Good luck to him. But that's all you got for the show, brother?
That's it, man.
All right, man. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. That's $100,000, ladies and gentlemen. Follow him on Instagram, DJ $100,000. Man. Let's get into some more calls real fast. And the only reason I'm playing this film in the background, because I got to find that one play where Cooper Rush or whoever the hell was playing quarterback, they was looking for Rico, but Rico wasn't looking for them. I got to find that play. Let me scroll and check out who this was that just super chatted me real quick. But my scrolling tool is messing up. Hold on. Let me do this real fast while we work on that. 802, what's happening? Who this?
Nate.
What's up, Nate? What you got for the show?
Oh, no. How are you?
Man, Doski Woski, my man. What you got? What's happening? What about you? How was your day?
man, crazy. There's been like news everywhere in the NFL, and it's just been the last couple of days, man. It's been absolutely insane. I just have a couple questions for you.
What's that?
Do you think that any of this, the release, could be because of Ezekiel Elliott's needing or wanting money?
Like they not trying to pay Rico to save money for Zeke?
Right.
Nah,
Yeah.
nah. That ain't gonna do it. We currently have enough money to pay Zeke. It's not a that's not an
So
issue.
why are you guys not paying him then?
Rico?
No, Zeke.
Well, Zeke is he's very early. He has 2 more years left on his contract, and he's fresh out of the principal's office, and he hasn't been reliable, and he kind of owed the Cowboys $20 million. And like we may not want to pay him this year. Like I'm sure when it's time to pay Zeke, I don't think we'll have a problem paying Zeke. But Zeke want his money today when we got other people that need their money today. Byron's at the end of his contract. Cooper is at the end of his contract. Dak is at the end of his contract. Zeke got 2 years. So
Okay. That makes sense. That kind of like confused me like all day. I was like, what the hell is going on?
Right, yeah.
So okay, and so like, do you think with this Zeke will even play this year? Because like if he wants his contract and they're all like, no.
Yeah, Zeke will probably. God, hold up. Wait. Okay, cool. Yeah, Zeke will probably play. Because of a lot of reasons, really, like his lawyer fees. Zeke need money, and it ain't like Zeke can afford to sit out and not make his money and not make his game checks that we owe him this year. Zeke is owed like $9 million this year or something like that, whatever his salary number is. So I'm sure he wouldn't want to miss that. People always go to the Le'Veon Bell situation. Well, Le'Veon had been salary capped. Well, not salary cap. Franchise tag prior to that. So he just had $17 million prior to that. He's made money before, so he could sit around and not make money for a year. I don't think Zeke made enough money to not make money for a year.
Okay, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I've got an uncle that's a diehard Redskins fan, and he keeps on telling me over and over, it's like, oh, this is the year for the Redskins. I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna be it's also between the Eagles and the Cowboys. I just don't know which one's gonna win the division. Can you help me out and try to see like
the Cowboys
over that hump seeing the Dallas gonna beat Eagles this year?
The Cowboys gonna beat the shit out of everybody in their division, and I mean it. Everybody in the East. Some games are going to be easier than others, but I fully expect the Cowboys to be dominant this year.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. I appreciate you, bro. Thanks for the call, man.
All right, brother. Thank you.
All right.
Nice. Look at that. Nice.
Snap. Why they got to cut the volume up every time I go to a new game? Because they know I'm out here snooping. They know I'm trying to find that information. They know I'm trying to get that work out here. Let's see. 757. What's happening? Who this? Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
Okay, there you go. What's happening? What you got for the show?
Hey, man. It is a blessing to get on this call with the main man, man.
Man, I appreciate you, man. I mean, I'm just a regular human. We just out here chilling and cooling, you know what I'm saying? But appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man. Man, for real, bro. Like, man, you're a blessing to the Cowboys fans, man. For real, man. Like, I just wanted to tell you that, man. For real.
Man.
Like, the detail you give, man. I don't know. I mean, I watch football, but I mean, just give them, it's just like you enlighten us on, you know what I'm saying, just the mechanics and the technique and all that, man. I appreciate all that, man.
Man, I appreciate it, man.
Just because you make one catch, don't mean you're going to be a Dallas Cowboy.
Yep. My man, ain't that right, though? Ain't that the truth, though?
For real, man.
Ain't that
5-yard penalty?
Hold on. I'm trying to find this play, but they keep cutting this sound up. Bruh, ain't that facts, though? Just because you made one catch? Where all this fandom come from? What's the
man,
deal?
I don't know what's going on, man. Hey, you know, I got a question about Tavon, man. What's up with him, man? I didn't see him show up too much during this training camp, man.
I tell you what, Tavon. Once upon a time, Tavon used to be the pretty person in a room full of ugly people, but now he's in a room full of pretty people, and he's just kind of blending in now. You know what I'm saying? When you think about the temperature of the room when Tavon got here last year, it was real heavy. Like, oh boy, the Cowboys finally got some speed. Now Tavon Austin here, but Reggie, Jalen, and John Voch can fly. Those guys can fly.
Right.
Tony Pollard can fly. It just happens that, you know, Tavon can fly too amongst them. So, you know, I just think Tavon's doing Tavon things. I saw him make some catches. He was doing some things on kicking game or whatnot. But, yeah, Tavon just blend in with a lot of guys.
You think he's going to still be here?
Man.
He might be out of there.
There's a... I don't know.
I know Reggie Davis was looking kind of weak out there a little bit.
I don't know.
You had to eat a little sandwiches or something.
I always want to prepare people's minds for the notion that we could let guys go. I wanna just prepare people that, hey man, somebody you like may not be here, so don't just get attached to these people. You know what I'm saying? Now I think Tavon probably makes this team. However, if Tavon does not make this team, I won't lose sleep at night because it's for a good reason. Like there's righteousness behind Tavon not making the team because it's guys here. Like it ain't like we got can't nobody run except Tavon, but we gonna cut him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
I figure on that.
yeah.
Yeah, man, that's all I had, man. Again, man, thank you, man.
Hey man, I appreciate it. What's your name, bro?
Man, thank you for everything, man. Def Thomas, man.
I just Def Thomas.
Yeah, DEF Thomas.
Def Thomas. Okay, cool. I just plugged you in as platinum, so next time you call in, you go to the top. Appreciate you, brother.
Man, appreciate you, dog.
Yes, sir. Salute. La, da, 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 da. Hey, man, I'm gonna find that Rico Gathers clip of him not looking at Cooper Rush. Hey, Cooper want to throw the ball. I'm gonna find it. I just got to run this show right now. I'll just make it a film session later. All the reasons why we cut Rico Gathers and watch that video get 100,000 views with all this other brilliant shit I'm dropping. 817. What's happening? Who this?
Yo, Voch. This is your boy Johnny Q. How are you, man?
John Q. What's happening, man?
Hey, man, I got to know, first of all, am I talking to vegan Voch? Am I talking to cardio Voch? I need to know what kind of A game you're bringing today.
I'm no longer vegan Voch. Vegan Voch wasn't very strong, like his, strong thing.
All right.
But
you're going protein Voch like our boy who's playing left guard, hopefully.
I'm keto cardio. I'm keto cardio water drinking Voch right now. That's I'm keto.
All right. I could deal with him today.
There you go.
Well, hey, man, long time listener, man. You always got good stuff. I'm actually living out here in Arizona, so I listen to you all the time. There's not much of cowboy loving out here, so I always try and floss as much as I can.
Understood. I appreciate you.
Well, hey, I got two things for you. One, Rico's a long time coming, man. He's not a project that you want to mess with anymore. He's like a girl you used to date in high school. Now you're in college. It keeps popping up. Like, you just got to let it go. And so, I'm glad we did.
I agree.
Second thing, we don't really touch on this all that much. I think Jalen and obviously we got, Van Der Esch are pretty set in stone. But, how is Sean Lee going to look at, his new position? I think he's slimmed down a little bit. His IQ is always there. But I'm always kind of wondering because athleticism is, Lee on the field is one thing, and his IQ is he's quarterback. I get that, but
sure.
If I'm not mistaken, him playing outside linebacker is going to be a little bit challenging for him.
Well, Sean Lee's been playing outside linebacker for the last 3 years. He's just been the will linebacker, where those guys typically run free and clean and clean things up. So now what they're doing is they put weight on him and they're saying, okay, Sean, we want you to be a starting Sam linebacker, in which you will only get about 15 to 16, 17 maybe snaps a game, and you could be like a backup Mike and a backup Will. So the difference between Sean's job now and Sean's job then Sean Lee would run free. Now Sean Lee is playing the point. Like he's probably got to deal with tight ends and blockers and, you know, pullers and things like that. What's the interesting part about Sean Lee playing Sam is that if he can diagnose it and get to his landmark before the thumping and the blockers and, you know, those guys get there, then Sean Lee can be in good position to tear the play up. I just don't want Sean to get hurt. Sean can play any position he wants. He could play strong safety if he want to. It's just that Sean Lee likes to lay down and go ouch. But his big job is a backup Will, but he's gonna get the most snaps as first string Sam linebacker.
Yeah, and you and I both know if that dude stays on the field, well, I mean, our linebacking core, I don't think anyone's topping us in the NFL. You know, that's just period. You know, we got that pretty much down.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, that's been his problem is staying healthy, and you know, God love him, but you know, that's his MO.
Yeah, totally agree. And in terms of what was your first question? Your first question was
no, that was just a comment about Rico. You know, that's no big deal. You know, to me, that's just a long time coming to me. The second thing I wanted to really get on to you about is this O-line.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know this is kind of my love-hate. Is every time I look at some Cowboy clips of how blue and white scrimmage, or even before that, oh boy, you know, we keep on putting him up on the bridge, and he keeps on, you know, talking himself down. Oh, Leal's looking pretty damn good, you know. And I know he's going against Taco, who's standing up and not getting low and doesn't have much bend.
Yeah.
But you know, I personally think Taco should play a 3-tech and put on some weight and do that because he doesn't have the bend like I want.
I agree.
But our offensive line, every time I think, you know, we draft a new guy, okay, cool. We'll put Connor in Leal's spot. The new guy's going to take, you know, the left guard. Great. Leal's going to be cut or traded or picked. Leal keeps surprising me. And I know you have a love-hate relationship with him. I want you to kind of, you know, talk more about that.
If Leal does not miss with his hands, he can be the third most physical offensive lineman on his offensive line. Like, if Leal and Connor Williams reach their full potential, Travis Frederick would be the softest O-line, the softest guy on his O-line. I mean that. Now, what Travis is really good at, he's super smart. He can move people. He can reach people. Connor Williams is a different kind of athlete. And when y'all watch film on Connor Williams in Texas, he was finishing people and he was shoving people facing the ground. He just wasn't good enough. He wasn't good enough to do his last year because he wasn't strong enough. You know what I'm saying? Leal Collins. If you watch Leal's film at LSU, he's running people over and shoving their damn face in the ground. Leal is nasty. Connor, Tyron, we know Zach Martin is nasty. You know what I'm saying? So I would love for Leal Collins to reach his full potential. He just hasn't. Now, I've seen him, like in 2017, I've seen him block Khalil Mack. I've seen him block Von Miller, Justin Houston, Ryan Kerrigan, Brandon Grant, all the best. I've seen him do it. But when he misses with his hands, Taco can beat him. So
I know. So that's the frustrating part, man. That's so frustrating because you see the potential. You know, you say it like he's got a high ceiling, right?
Sure.
And he lays people out. We all love it. Mm-hmm. You know, we see him even coming around where he lays someone out into the other opposing bench, and you're like, damn, why is this guy ever even thinking about getting cut? But you know,
so I mean, if I could have it in a perfect world, if Leal can play to his full potential, I would love to pay him. But you know, he may or may not. So you know, consistency is a part of football. So you know, that's my thing. Yeah.
And you know, that kind of brings into the Zeke thing where if Leal's playing really well and he's getting maybe even a Pro Bowl mention or nod, that might, you know, that's a dude that we haven't been talking about. Maybe even getting a new deal that kind of affects some of that Zeke money or Dak money or Amari money. You know what I mean? Like later on down the road where we got to pay some of these guys who have played well, Byron, Jalen. You know, even X Woods is having himself a camp. You know, what about that? You know, we haven't even talked about Leal. If he has a really good year, what's going to happen? And that's one of the guys who I was not thinking about at all because, let's be real, Steven Seagal Jones don't even give a crap. He will cut someone like that.
Facts. Big facts. Steven ain't no punk. He's undefeated. So, you know how that go.
Steven Seagal, man. Watch that dude. He cuts people like it's no one's business. But it's like you said, man. He's billionaires. Don't mess with him.
Please.
Hey,
man.
That's all I got. Appreciate your time, man. You always do a great job. Keep doing your thing.
Yes, sir. I'm about to plug you in as Platinum. What was your name again? It was something something hip hoppy. What's your name again?
Oh no, man. My name's John. I just was trying to throw a little flavor on it, you know.
Jonas. Cool. I'm gonna call you Jonas. All right,
Johnny
bro.
Q. You know, like
John Q. That was your name, John Q. There you go. Yeah. Okay. You ever seen the movie John Q?
Of course, man. Denzel's my boy.
That old gangster shit where he was sitting in the back of the police car and he saw his son. He flexed at him. He went at him because he did what he had to
That's
do.
That's right, man. That's right. Yeah. If you don't cry there, there's something wrong.
Appreciate it, John Q.
Take care, man.
Yes, sir. We're gonna have a lot of fun with that name. If he like call in during the regular season, I'm doing my movie thing. Oh, I'm gonna quote all the John Q. What's up, best friend?
Hey.
So your best friend got cut today, and you're my insider. Do you have any thoughts?
No, I feel the same way you feel about it. I mean, I never was like super high on him. I just obviously knew his potential, and the Cowboys have good player development. But like I texted you earlier, I feel like it's just like one of your first callers said. It's on him, man. Like. He's in the clubs, he's getting in trouble. When you think about his rap career,
smoking weed,
he's not really focused on
dropping passes, really not learning the playbook, sucking.
Yeah, he's really. I think that he came in and he thought that his size and his athleticism was going to do it for him, but it's just not how football works, especially at the tight end position where you do multiple things. You're not just catching balls. They need you to block. They need you to do a lot of stuff. So set up the screens, things like that. So he kind of had it coming. I think he knew he had it coming. You can tell. I mean, me personally seeing him on social media and stuff, I think he's been kind of preparing for the fact that he was going to be, getting let go. So especially with Jay Witt coming back. So.
You know what? I don't even necessarily think that Jason Witten had much to do with it because, like, everybody know Witten's on the 1 year thing. You know what I mean? Like,
no, absolutely.
So like you can't even beat Cody McElroy. You couldn't beat Cody. You couldn't beat Cody McElroy. I can beat Cody McElroy off the strength. I can beat Cody McElroy.
I don't think that it was a. Well, I think it did have a little bit to do with Jay Witt coming back because, I mean, from past experience, I'm just going to bring up a Martellus Bennett. Like, Jason Witten's spot solidified, and then they just going to have to, the other dude's just going to have to come on with it. I personally think Jay Witt's going to be playing a lot more than what people think he is going to be playing. I mean, I love how Jarwin and Schultz are coming around, but, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see him out there a lot more than what people think we're going to see him out there. And then also, too, Jay Witt looks really good in camp. I mean, as far as he's never been that fast or anything, but he looks real healthy out there, man. So, I don't know. But we'll see how the season pans out. But I do think, I think he's going to be taking a lot more snaps than what they're trying to make it seem like he's going to be.
I understand. When are you going to start your YouTube page so we can get you some subs?
Once I'm finally settled here in Dallas, I just moved back here, so I'm just gonna start there. Start with you, see how things go. I'm not in a huge rush. I know you are, but
hey man, look, I'm trying to build a whole faction up here. I'm Nick Fury, you know what I'm saying? So I got Frankly Football Podcast coming up, Space Cowboy coming up. I'm gonna get you in that little crew. I'm gonna raise my own little crew and let y'all fly, Pelicans. I'm gonna let y'all fly into your own life and make your own bread. I can look back and
why gotta be a pelican? So many other birds we could have picked.
All right, it's time to go. I'm gonna go ahead and let you get back to you.
I have a question.
Okay, what's that? What's good? Okay,
so you mentioned that somebody brought up to you the Melvin Gordon thing, like possibly with that trade. Do you really think that? I mean, granted, it's far-fetched, but you think Melvin Gordon would fit into our offense? Okay, you think his style of running and his attitude, because obviously his attitude's a little. Because right now he want big baller money, and
Let
he's
me-
not.
let
And
me say
I think
this.
he's a really good running back. I don't think he's an elite running back.
Let me say this: like, if we can get him cheaper for what a Zeke would be or whatever, and like he may
Yeah,
have
it is.
attitude, but like he ain't knocking over security in Vegas. Like we ain't never heard a story about that. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, right.
And
But
you know,
is he a horse?
I think he's a
In your
horse.
opinion?
Yes,
I think he's a horse. I
he.
think he can. I think he can close out some games.
Now he's not as good as Zeke. He's not elite or anything. But hell, if you can get a first round pick, Melvin Gordon, and a cheaper contract, I mean, I'll do it, sure. But that was all hypothetical. That wasn't real life. That was just me. You know, that was just me talking shit when I was out jogging today. Whatever.
Interesting. Okay, I just wanted to know because I remember I mentioned it to you and you kind of laughed at me.
Because
So
I don't like
I
hearing fan trade theories. I don't like trade theories.
It wasn't a trade theory. It was just an idea because he's available right now. So, and our running back is just in here big chilling.
That's why we're not friends. Is that all?
Oh, okay. And then Tony Pollard. I haven't really seen a lot from him at camp. I haven't got a chance to look. I've been moving.
Yeah.
What are you seeing from him so far?
Boy, oh boy! Whenever you get a chance to watch the blue and white super practice, I refuse to call it a game or like a scrimmage. But it's on YouTube or whatever. It's on the Dallas Cowboys YouTube page. If you get a chance to watch the blue and white super practice, so they gave Darius Jackson some obligatory carries or whatever, but Tony got the most of them. And when they ran their 2-minute drill, Tony was the running back the entire time, the whole time, no rotation. So that says a lot.
I didn't think. I'm not surprised. I saw some nice things from Mike Weber today, from him. But I know you're not too big on him. But I saw a couple of nice things from him today.
I ain't trying to know about Mike Weber.
Bye.
All right, best friend.
Contrary.
Plug your podcast if you got a name for it yet.
What? You make me so sick. You know I don't have a name for it yet.
All right, my fault. All right, I'll let you later.
Bye.
Click. That's how I like to hang up on people. Just hit the click. Terrence, what's happening?
Lombardi, what's up, boy?
Doski Woski, my man. What you got for the show?
Doski. Hey, yeah, yesterday, no, it wasn't yesterday. It was a day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with Rico Gabbins. I was like, damn, when I saw it, I was like, yeah, one surprise. One surprise. I was like, hey, you know, because, like, once we had, when Blake Jarwin started blowing up, you know, since that game with the Giants, Swain was doing his thing, then Schultz was doing his thing, and then Jake Swing come back. So I was like, when it comes to Rico Gabbins, I was like, all I hear is cricket.
Sure, 100%.
All I hear is cricket.
100%.
So yeah, I wasn't surprised about that, and I was like, hey, hate to say it, but it's gonna be Tavon's gonna be next, man.
Hey man, look. I'm just slowly prepping everybody's mind. Turn down your laptop for me. I'm just slowly trying to prep everybody's mind that somebody you like ain't gonna be here. And Tavon is possibly he on that list. He may be one of those guys. I think he makes it because he can do a lot of things or whatever, but he may not make it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what you know, ever since you said that, I was like, yeah. Because we got so much people, like we got so much young talent. And the ones that maybe gonna be more dependable. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm saying, like, you know, everybody should, you know, I'm not trying to call out everybody, like, oh, that specific one, like Sean Lee, oh, he got to stay healthy. No, I'm going to say everybody got to stay healthy, you know? But I'm just saying, like, you know, with Tavon, just with his injuries in the past, like, bro, Javon, you know, like, you saw how your boy Law Nation and Shango getting all those footage and stuff about with training camp, saying that John Vay looking good, Reggie Davis looking good. Yep. What other receiver? What's his name? We start with G.
Jalen Guyton.
What's his name?
Guyton.
Yeah, They said, they're looking good as well. I was like, damn, okay, well, damn. And then of course, when they cut Hearns too as well, I was like, damn. That was another shocking right there when they cut Hearns. I was like, fuck. But shit, I mean, it looking like John Vay finna come up there. Yeah, you know, the boy, what's his name again? What's RG again?
Jalen Guyton?
Yeah, go ahead and say it. I keep forgetting his damn name.
Write it down, man.
Him,
Write it down.
My fault.
Nah, you good.
My fault. Yeah. He coming out there, and what else is saying? He was looking good as well. Oh yeah, I was wondering why they put Darius Jackson already in the first teams already now. What, just because he a veteran already or something?
Cause that's the that's their move, man. They want to put the veteran up there and they want to let the rookie fight for a spot. You know what I mean? So I don't expect Darius Jackson to be there. He just happened to be the most seniority, or he happens to have the most seniority on the team or whatnot.
Oh. Right. Okay. So that's why.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because I was like, what? But yeah, I was looking at Law Nation and Shango on that highlight. That got better now with his deep ball accuracy. I was like, wow, he made it all the way there. It was like a deep ball pass they did like the game or something, and he made it all the way through the hole. I was like, wow, it made me shocking on that. I was like, wow. And but of course with those 2 interceptions, he doing his stuff like, hey, we already know it because your boy Foots was saying like, ever since he was a rookie, Dak Prescott, he was never a practice person, like a good practice quarterback. No, he just learned from his mistakes in practice. But when it comes to games, he ball out.
Yeah, we can't. We can't judge somebody's season based on the first 7 days of practice. That'll be irresponsible.
Right, at all. Because shit, we haven't made it to the preseason game yet.
True.
So yeah, for the other Cowboy fans, like, shit, don't panic. Dak Prescott, he never was a practice player like that. Never.
Right.
He just learned from his mistakes in practice.
Right.
Just want to put that out. And also with just calling out them Dak haters and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Still want to be thinking that like the other Cowboy YouTubers like DCFN and stuff talk about saying like, oh, I ain't no Dak Prescott fan and stuff. He want to keep saying Dak Prescott spoiled and this and that. Like dog, you had just put a film session on with Dak. All those deep ball practices that he done thrown to like what? Jarwin, Hearns, Tavon, Amari, Gallup, who else? It was more too. Cole Beasley.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, he utilizes all his players.
Sure.
Like, dude, like he just I just hate that when they always say that. But hey, I ain't gonna say too much like that. I just once we get to that promised land, then yeah. Enough said.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you for, listening to me and, when I put out these think pieces and informationals, I'm glad you taking in the information. I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, all the way. And then one more thing, too, as well. Oh, yeah, how do you think about that defense going so far right now with training camp?
Oh, man, I think the defense fantastic, man. So Malik Collins is as good as he's always been. He's just healthy right now, so let's hope that he, stays healthy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and Taco as well. Yeah, Taco. They looking like they trying to push him to do really good this season. Because right now it's still in practice. He's still not. Like Law had said something. Law said he got his ass handed to by who was it? Tyrone. It was Tyrone Smith.
Well, sir, Tyron Smith beating the shit out of everybody. That ain't new. But
yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So.
But he still been beating his ass ever since he got drafted. When a rookie, he was like, Taco was like, oh, I'm hating always losing by Tyrone. Like I'm hating losing, like dude. But it's all this whole time though. Can you ever show something else? Like,
good luck to you. Good luck to you trying to try and just roll out the bed and beat Tyron Smith. Good luck to you, bro.
Right. But yo, man, I'm still looking on the I'm definitely looking forward for preseason. Like I really want to see that defense. I definitely want to see that defense be so elite. Now I'm talking about with the backups and stuff on defense, like Malik Collins them and Tristan Hill,
sure.
And who else? Christian Covington as well.
Sure.
I'm looking forward to that. And Jalen Jones, and Law saying that Jalen Jones look good too as well.
Sure, but
man,
Jalen Jokes look good against his people. You know what I'm saying? He looks good versus his own kind. If we throw Jalen in the deep water, he'll probably drown a little bit. So, but it is good that he at least looks good amongst his people.
Right. Okay. Yeah. And one more thing too. Before you hang up. Also too. Larry. I forgot to tell you too. Larry Allen Jr. Yeah, we was surprised at that as well.
Sure.
We weren't surprised.
Sure. When I was watching the film on him, and You know, he just wasn't whooping the Ivy League kids bad enough. You know what I'm saying? Like he was, you know, he would win his rounds or whatever. But if you're gonna be top tier elite in the Ivy League, I want you to destroy them kids. And you know, he just wasn't doing that.
Right. It was just average. That's it.
And that's
It was
okay.
just
That's
average.
I mean that's cool. It just ain't for everybody. It ain't for everybody.
All right. Well, I hope he come back though.
Yep.
I hope we get him back. So whatever. But yeah. All right then, man.
All right, Terrence. Appreciate you, bro.
No problem, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh man, that's Terrence, y'all. I told Terrence to cut down his radio. It sounded like he cut it louder. He's I want to hear me talking about you. I ain't mad at him. Let's get a few more calls out of the way. I'm gonna wrap this thing up. 918. What's happening? Who this?
Hey, this is Chris Taylor, man, from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
What's up, Chris? What you got for the show?
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you, man. You, of all of the Dallas Cowboy YouTubers, you have the best content. You put in the most work. Your tape analysis is fantastic, and I just got to thank you, brother.
Man, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you.
Hey, I think Blake Jarwin is the reason why Rico Gathers is off the team today. Blake Jarwin, you know, his work at the end of last year, what he produced in the Giants game. I don't know where they're going to use the money. What I want to know is who gets the roster spot. Is it going to be one of these running backs? Is it going to be one of these young corners? Because I know, our DB coach likes what he's seeing in those young corners.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Who do you see taking up that roster spot?
I think if anything, we're gonna sign some help first because I know that we're missing some guards. Connor McGovern is out. Travis Frederick, Zach Martin is out. You know what I mean? So I know that we kind of up and down with our whole guard situation. So we may add a guard just for like depth or whatnot. But I don't think Rico really had like a 53 team spot. I think he was one of the guys that was like fighting for his spot. Unlike Allen Hurns, who I think had a spot on the final roster, but he's not there anymore. So now it's a spot open. I don't think Rico was guaranteed one of those spots anyway. So whoever steps up and take the spot, and that could be an extra D lineman, it could be an extra DB, it could be extra receiver. You know, we'll just have to see.
Well, I tell you, if they give it to one of those extra D linemen, it sounds like we got a lot of depth there too. That'd be probably not a bad thing at all.
That's what I would like.
Body in there for the rotation.
Yeah,
you know, keep people fresh.
Yeah, because this guy's like Kerry Hyder that I would love to keep, or Joe Jackson that's a young guy. But you know, we may not have all of our defensive ends next year, so I would love to keep him. Or when Randy Gregory comes off the bench and it's time for him to play again, you know, I would love to have a spot to where we could just slide him in and get rid of somebody that we wasn't really, you know, that high on or whatnot. So there's always room to bring guys in. Absolutely.
You got it. Hey, Voch, listen, I'll let you get on with the show. Thank you again. I appreciate it. Like I said, I really appreciate you, your hard work, and all the content you put out there.
Yes, sir. I just plugged you in platinum, so next time you call in, you go to the top of the list. Thank you, Chris Taylor.
Ooh, you're the man. I appreciate it. Platinum, that's an honor. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. I might make a shirt. Platinum caller. I'm a platinum caller. I don't know. We'll cross that road when we get there. Last call tonight. I'm going to wrap this thing. I'm lying. 2 calls. But after this, I'm going to wrap this thing up. And we're going to get back to work because I got a video to make. 469. What's happening? Who this?
Hey, what's up, boss? This is John.
What's up, John? What you got for the show?
Yeah, first, like the previous caller was saying, I want to appreciate you for all the content you bring us Cowboys fans because I ain't gonna lie, Cowboys fans make me sick.
Absolutely.
To be honest.
Absolutely.
Because I mean, I'm a hypocrite because I was one of those Cowboys fans. They used to hate Tony Romo and whatnot. But since you've been on YouTube, I watched you for a few years. You know, you've been helping me, like, actually understand football better and know what our team needs and whatnot.
I appreciate you, man.
So, yeah, I want to appreciate you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So I know you're the O-line guy and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is, if let's say Connor Williams, he has like a hell of a good year, and like almost a Pro Bowl caliber type player. Do you think we should keep that guard, or do you think Cowboys will move with the tackle? Let's say if they go with Collins or whatnot.
That's a good question because I'm very if it ain't broke, don't fix it guy. And if Connor Williams give you a Pro Bowl year, I'm not sure that he would, but if he does give you a Pro Bowl year, it depends on how Connor McGovern develops. It really depends on that. Yeah. If Connor McGovern can be better than La'el Collins, you just put your guys in the right place and you run it. That's just my thoughts on that. I think naturally Connor's a better tackle, just in my opinion. And even if he does end up being a Pro Bowl level guard, I still think that his skill set fits tackle better. So if he's a Pro Bowl guard, imagine how good he'll be when he plays somewhere that actually fits his skill set. So I'm putting him at tackle anyway, and I'm putting Connor McGovern at left guard.
Okay. All right. And then also, I was listening to another podcast on ESPN. I think Will McClain, he was talking about like which NFL records he thinks will be broken this year. So that got me thinking about Cowboys records. Receiving yards, touchdowns, rushing yards, touchdowns, and throwing yards and touchdowns. Do you think our top three guys could eclipse those records?
I'm not really a prediction stat guy. That's more so Cleo Lombardi, Vostradamus. That's more so their thing. I just try to like project gameplay. I don't really project like stats or whatever. So that's not a great question for me. And if I'm gonna answer your question, I want to give you a great answer. I just don't have a great answer for you.
Okay. All right.
All right, John.
Then also one more thing.
Okay.
Out of all the players on our team that has not made a Pro Bowl, which one, in your opinion, do you think has the more likely chance to make their first Pro Bowl?
That has not made a Pro Bowl. Did Jalen Smith make the Pro Bowl last year? If Jalen Smith did not make the Pro Bowl last year, he's my first vote to go in and make one. And shit, everybody else, I mean, we got Pro Bowlers. I mean, we got plenty of guys that have been to Pro Bowl. So it'll have to take a deep reach to find to find another one. Like it'll have to take like Xavier Woods to have a fantastic season for to put him in the Pro Bowl or something like that. But it'll take like Cheeto to go out and get 12 interceptions or something like that, something crazy like that to go and get a Pro Bowl. But I'm exaggerating. That's hyperbole. But I'm only barely exaggerating. Like the Cowboys got so many Pro Bowlers already. I just feel like they just wouldn't put us all in just because of the idea that the Cowboys would possibly have 12 Pro Bowlers or whatever. So I just don't think that's a real thing that could happen.
Okay. So like speaking about Pro Bowl players, since you have a lot, and we know Jerry Jones knows we have a good team whatnot.
Does he know?
I know Jerry Jones knows that we have this is one of the best teams we've had in a while. So, and kind of what's his name? Our head coach Jason Garrett.
Yeah.
Do you think if Kellen Moore shows like he's like a top 5 offensive coordinator, and we're like top 8 in offense, and we same result this year? Divisional round, have a good game, but lose last second, do you think Jerry Jones will extend Jason Garrett?
That's another Cleo Lombardi question. I have no idea. I appreciate it though, John. Thanks for the call, man. I just plugged you in platinum. Next time you call in, I'll put you to the top, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Take it easy.
Appreciate it. I tell y'all what, man, it ain't even Thanksgiving yet, but the one thing that I'm thankful for is all these people giving me my roses, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I will always accept roses from people that's trying to like give me roses. You know what I'm saying? I'm thankful thankful. I appreciate it. I'm appreciative. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. What'd you say? Leave me and Stella alone. Stella Rosa or Stella got her groove back? Stella. you and some 40-year-old woman over there drinking wine together. I'm kidding. Last call, 813. What's cracking? Who this?
Well, you know it's DP, man. What's up with you, man?
Listen, man. You got 12 phones or 12 phone numbers or something, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, I ain't no dope dealer. I can tell you that much. So.
I don't know shit. I got numbers on file for you. What's good, brother?
What's going on, man? Yeah, I'm just chilling, man. Honestly, I was tied up with the basketball season, man. I'm from New York, man. I got hooked up with the basketball season, so I couldn't really focus in too much on the Cowboys. I left my own page and my own administrator to kind of handle that. But I mean, I got back in. I've been listening, and I'm like, I told everybody, I said, man, I learned this game a long time ago. You can get a whole lot of stuff in the off season. It's all about it's all about the preseason games, because that's when it all comes together. And, you see the philosophy, you see whatever they're doing. Remember, that's how a couple of years ago we discovered Dak Prescott out of nowhere. Yeah, we drafted him, but man, we thought he was going to be a career backup. He would end up becoming a starter. So it just depends. So preseason, that's when I want to I kind of get back into it. I've been looking, and I even had a poll, and I wanted to ask you something, because
what's that? This
is something for the show. Because obviously I know Zeke is being a little hard-headed right now. I appreciate Zeke. I love Zeke. Want Zeke. The whole 9 yards.
Sure.
But Zeke got to understand, he's a first-round draft pick. He's been making pretty doggone good money.
Yeah.
Not great money. Yeah. But the man's been averaging $4 million a year. He's supposed to make $8 million this year on his rookie contract. So it's not like he's making Zach Dak money. Now, if he was making Dak money, hey, I'm all for it, man. Pay that man. That man's been a rushing champ.
Sure.
But you making some money. And me personally, I asked a poll on my own page. What would you think if the Cowboys was to trade Zeke for Derrick Henry? Who would you think?
See, now we was talking about this earlier. See, I said with Melvin Gordon, and it kind of made me. It just kind of made me growl a little bit. It made me go, But Derrick Henry, I think, would be good. Sure, I think Derrick Henry will be a cheaper option. Derrick Henry doesn't knock DJs out. He didn't push no little kids over no barricades wearing staff jackets in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Like, Derrick Henry ain't Zeke. He's not as good as Zeke. But is he good enough to play in this system behind his offensive line? I think we can win a Super Bowl with him. I absolutely feel you on that. It comes down to like compensation. What can I get back from it? And if the return is not great enough, I just roll with Zeke. But my biggest problem with Zeke, because I don't mind paying Zeke, my biggest problem with it is his timing, okay? And just the look of the whole situation. First of all, you fresh out the principal's office. You know what I'm saying? You have this Zeke fatigue. I'm kind of tired of seeing Zeke name on my Bleacher Report or my ESPN app or my Cowboy News. I'm tired of looking at them. I'm tired of seeing something with Zeke. Zeke got in a car accident. Zeke had a sample at Whole Foods. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of looking at that. We don't see that with Saquon.
Zeke pulling down shirts at a parade with a chick, and you getting caught. I'm like,
sure. And
that's my problem.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're a great running back. All jokes aside, you're a great running back, and I'm not saying to get rid of you, but just like I understand what his agent, and this I said this to agents.
Sure.
His agent is right now doing him a disservice, because you're trying to force the hand of the Cowboys. You're not Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell didn't even have problems in the offseason.
Sure.
And look what the Pittsburgh did to him. You have problems in the offseason.
Sure.
And you are forcing this with 2 years left. 2 years left in your contract. 2 years. I'm like, dude, I could have. One thing, if he hasn't known, and I don't know if this is his agent, I personally think it's his agent pushing him to do this. Because most experienced agents, the Tom Condons and all those, they know if Jerry comes to you and say, I'm going to take care of you, Jerry keeps his word.
Sure.
That's what's gotten Jerry in trouble for years. If Jerry said he's going to take care of you, he will take care of you. Don't dismiss that man. Your agent now is trying to pull rank right now and say, oh, well, he needs you right now for this run. Bro, I said, hey, I like Tony Pollard, but like I told him, I told him on page, I said, I love Zeke. But, dog, listen to me. You put Derrick Henry behind that line, You give Derrick Henry a 3-yard running start at 250 pounds. I love Zeke, but listen, ain't nobody want no parts of that.
Sure. And look, I totally get what you're saying. And there's gonna be some Cowboy fan listening to this with a damn ear infection, and they're gonna translate what you saying into, oh, Derrick Henry is better than Zeke. We ain't even saying that. We ain't saying that. We saying, can somebody fit in this system, and can we win a bowl with them for cheap that don't knock security kids in Vegas over barricades and shit, that's not gonna ask us for money 3 years early? That's all you're saying. I get it.
Simple as that. And that's what simple as that. Because I told a lot of people, I say, hey, Tony Pollard, I like him as a back. I think he's a very good back, but he's not a workhorse. Mike Weber, I want to give him a shot in training camp. The one thing I told Zeke, and this is from my knowledge of the game, there's a few positions that, I understand you're elite, but you just don't want to give another man a shot at your position because you might lose it.
Yes.
One is wide receiver. Top is wide receiver, and second, real close behind that, is running back. Because this is every NFL analyst and statistician will tell you, the most easy convertible position from college to pro is running back.
Sure.
There's so many dudes on the street today, and I'll tell you guys, I swear to God, I've seen semi-pro ball. I've played with semi-pro ball players. There's dudes right now on the street that will get in shape, probably run a 4.4, 4.5, and get behind a decent line, and all of a sudden he ran for 100 yards. I still can't remember what happened to that big dude that it came out that fast. He ran for 250 yards behind the Patriot line, Jonas Gray. And he's out the league. He ran for 250 yards in one game out of nowhere. You can get a dude up the street that can do it. So Zeke, I love you, bro.
Yeah.
Be careful. Everybody's starting to say this. Be careful, because you're going to give a dude a chance, just like James Conner did for Le'Veon Bell.
Sure.
You're going to give a dude a chance to get in your spot. And if I'm Jerry, hey, if this truly is a Super Bowl year, the reason why I say Derrick Henry, because he's probably the one back. He's a free agent after this year. So this is it. He was a second-round pick. So all he has is 4 years, no option. He's a free agent. You can bring him over. Tennessee's still not very sold on their quarterback. I'll say we're about 80% sold on ours. They're about 50 to 60. So you bring a Zeke over to Tennessee. Zeke, okay, they say, okay, we can make Zeke our release valve and not put so much pressure on Mariota.
Sure.
Even though Derek is great, Derek needs that counterpuncher. He needs that other small back. He's the thunder to somebody's lightning. Tony Pollard is a lightning. So you can split. You can.
Are you trying to send Tony Pollard to Tennessee? Is that what you saying?
No.
I'm playing. I got you. I'm playing.
That's what I'm saying.
I
like the lightning. I told him, if Zeke keeps on playing around, to me,
sure,
he got 2 more weeks. If I'm the GM of the Cowboys, he got 2 more weeks before you get this foolery out of your system.
He got till week 1. He has till week 1 or dress scrimmage, however you want to call it. He got till then, because if Tony Pollard show up and he look good enough, and we can win some games with him, good luck to you.
I feel you, but you got to think about week 16. That's the one thing I don't know if Tony Pollard is built for week 16, make it to a 16-game schedule.
That makes sense.
He can give you some great games, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah. I don't know if that's going to make. I don't know if that's going to make Zeke sweat, because Zeke knows, man, this is a long season. He's been through it a couple of times and been a rushing champ. But now you, for some reason, get a big body in there.
Let's go sign Jay Ajayi. Let's go sign Jay Ajayi and win this damn thing. Yeah. Just like that.
Sign Jay Ajayi. Yeah, sign Jay Ajayi. Or better yet, Dante Freeman. Dante Foreman on the street, 6'1", 235. You know he a pounder.
Texas.
You sign him, Zeke's all of a sudden like, hold on a second. They got a dude with speed. They got a dude that can catch the ball, and they got a dude that can run between tackles with power. Hold on a minute. Am I playing the game right? Make that man think. He'll come back. I'm fully in support of Jerry Jones and the Jones family right now. He has no business right now, and I'm not even trying to be mad at him. I say, you got no business, dude. You're getting paid. Amari's cool, because Amari knew he was a first-round pick. He's going to get his money.
Cool, chilling.
That can't get made no money.
Plus, just like you were saying, Cooper make $13 million this year, and if he gets extended, he'll get like what, 17, 18. So he straight. He chilling. He waiting. If anything,
I'm here.
If anybody should be impatient, is Dak. Dak out here making minimum wage and shit.
$600,000.
That guy hit
600,000. That's what he's making a game. Making a year. And I'm gonna tell everybody, you don't. And I like educating your fans, educating your listeners. That he ain't really making 600,000. I signed an NFL contract. I know what I'm talking about. Dak is really walking away with about $200,000 to $225,000 after managerial, the tax man got to get his money. His agent still got to get his money. That's what he's legitimately walking home with, $220,000. And to the average man, that's a lot of money. Guess what? As a football player, man, you could blow through $220,000 in 2 months.
Right.
Okay? Dak is living off of endorsements right now. That's what he's living off of. Straight endorsements. He make no money. He doesn't make barely any money for the NFL. So, yeah, I agree. Let Dak. I'm also in the boat of, I ain't giving Dak $35 million. I love Dak. Dak, bro.
Come
love
on,
you,
DB.
bro.
Come on, DB.
You ain't sling. You ain't come out the block. You ain't come out the block slinging it. Hey, if you come out the block at Patrick Mahomes and get that man $35 million right now.
Come on, DB. Give him his money. Give Dak his money and quit playing now, DB. Come on now. Give Dak his money and quit playing.
I give him his money. Dude, he understands. He needs he. Now that's why I said this year is that year for Dak. If I'm Dak, I'm saying no. I don't want a contract until after the season, because if he's really confident in himself and Zeke doing Zeke things like he did 2 years ago, might get suspended, not play for a couple of games, and Dak turns around, throws for like 300 yards, like 2 or 3 games or 4 games he's out. Oh yeah, give Dak his money. Without your man, he's $35 million. He basically said, Zeke, you're great, but I've arrived now. I'm that man now. I can sling the ball around for 4 touchdowns and over 300 yards passing. He gets to that, no questions, bro. None at all. But until you can get to that part of it, you need a balanced attack. And I told all my people, and I'm going to finish with this. This team really reminds myself of when I really started playing ball, a team in the Tennessee Titans some years ago. That team led by Eddie George, who was, remember those first 4 years of Eddie George? And dudes didn't want to see Eddie at all. At all. Had a great running back. Steve McNair was a good quarterback. Was he a great one? No, not yet. But he managed the game. Steve McNair wasn't fast. Steve McNair was just big and physical and could gain some yards when he runs. And he was a decent manager. Great defense. Perfect, a really good wide receiver like Kevin Dyson. We have Amari Cooper. Very good, not that top of the left shot, but a very good wide receiver. That team really reminds me of that Tennessee Titan team. And if I'm looking well, I said if Dak can keep that climbing, that progression in his learning every year, I'm telling you right now, this year, because this is the 4th year is the year that Steve McNair made that leap. Because the first 3 years, it was all about Eddie George. And then Eddie George ran into Ray Lewis, and Eddie George disappeared.
Man, DP, that's cool, man. That's cool. But, man, they lost the Super Bowl that year, dog. We don't want to talk about that. Come on.
I don't want to say he lost, but, bro, hey, how juiced would our people be just to get there again?
I'm trying to win it. I'm trying to win.
I want to win it, too.
I ain't want to go if I can't win.
Hold on. The only reason why they lost, who did they go up against? Probably one of the most prolific offenses that honestly, this is the only. I'm gonna say this. I'm hoping this ain't the prediction. The only way I can see us walking out not winning, if we have to go up against Patrick Mahomes in that damn speed class they got in KC. That's it. It's the only other prolific receiver that it ain't nobody can cover. Any other? If we go up against Tom Brady and him, I think we can get him. I think Tom this year is going to show that he's human because he don't got Gronk to bail him out.
Shit, Tom.
You pick up 5 tight ends.
Tom 80.
Listen, I'm getting you. Rico's going to end up getting signed with the Patriots. I'm telling you, that's where he's going to end up. They're trying to find the next Gronk. That's where Rico's going to sign with the Patriots. And if they make something out of him, I'm looking squarely in the face of Jason Garrett. This is your fault.
Well, Rico Gathers probably won't even be great over there because he can't beat Cody McElroy over here. DP, I appreciate it, man. I got one more call before I wrap this show up, dog. Thank you for calling in, sir.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah. I know I said I was gonna wrap this show up, man. 503, you can go ahead and hang up, man, because I know me and Tyson finna fuss and scream for the next 10 minutes. What up, Tyson?
What's up with you, man? Man,
Man,
hey,
cool.
It's your boy West Coast, man.
Voch, I appreciate you for having me on the show real quick, man.
Yep.
Man, I had a bunch of pleasantries and nice stuff I was gonna say, but I got to get right to business, man.
Yeah.
That last caller spit about 20 minutes of just nonsense, bro. Don't talk to
DP like that, man.
I love DP. I love him. He had me on my sheet. I'll be on his show too sometime, hopefully next week. But hey, this is what I'm saying. First off, he made a statement about this is just some random stuff, but Gronk has actually won Super Bowls without. I mean, Tom Brady's actually won Super Bowls without Gronk. I mean, not this last Super Bowl, but the Super Bowl last year, the one before that, he won. Gronk was sitting on the sideline with a broke arm. You know what I'm saying? So. Tom Brady don't need no Gronk. You know what I'm saying? Tom Brady has a system. But I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about Ezekiel Elliott because I feel that there is, I'm going to say no disrespect on Zeke's name, but I think there is a very huge depreciation of running backs. And, I was at the Sports Con, and I had Melvin Gordon and Ezekiel Elliott in the building. And I spoke to Melvin Gordon then. I interviewed him live on my show. I interviewed him. I said, hey, man, what is going on with the running backs? What's going on as far as the depreciation, under the CBA, running backs are just slotted lower. Like, imagine if we both went and applied to work at Kaiser Hospital, and because I work in Wing C and you work in Wing A, you're going to get more money. You know what I'm saying? Just off the GP. That's how it is with the CBA that they're having right now. And then, obviously, Melvin Gordon wasn't going to go into the details of his business, but you can see on my video, he says, we understand what's going on, but trust me when I say we're going to get ours. So I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to let all my fans know. I mean, anybody that's watching my show, they're dug in. Like, these guys are dug in. Now, that was Sunday. The very next day, Ezekiel Elliott announced that he was going to be holding out. I think they kind of knew then, you know what I'm saying, because of his tone of what Melvin Gordon said. And you can see this video on my page. Now, people, I'm going to tell you right now, anybody that says that they're a big fan of Ezekiel Elliott, but at the same time, you say that you have this game plan on how he can be replaced. I just don't think they understand or grasp the totality of what Ezekiel Elliott is. If you are equating Ezekiel Elliott to running backs that are in the NFL, you are disrespecting him. If you're equating Ezekiel Elliott to running backs that have been in the NFL for the last 10 years, you're disrespecting him. Ezekiel Elliott is on a trajectory right now that only surpasses Jim Brown. That's when they played and there was no color on the TV. That's how good Ezekiel Elliott is. Now think of this.
So, Tyson, let me say this.
The last three,
Tyson, let me say this. So, I love Zeke. I want Zeke on this team. However, if I had to come up with a plan to replace Zeke, if you put a gun to my head and told me that I had to replace Zeke, I do think I can do it. However,
well, this is how I see that statement.
Okay.
That's the equivalent of you telling me, West Coast, I'm either going to throw you off the fourth story or you can jump off the second story. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, Brad. Both of them going to hurt, but I'll take my chances with the second story. But I'm not going to run around the building feeling that that's an action plan. No, plan A should be the sign B. I mean, plan A should be the sign Zeke. Plan B should be the sign Zeke.
I just think
plan C should be the sign Zeke.
I just think we're in this fantastic position as an organization to where we were a piece of shit 8 years ago, and we finally learned how to do this thing the right way. You know what I'm saying? Steven taking over.
Let me hit you some game though, because I'm at training camp. I've been in training camp 8 days now. I think they've been in camp 10. But I've been there 8 total days. I'm going to give you guys some insight. Tony Pollard is not being used as a 3-down back. Darius Jackson is.
Sure.
And then right behind Darius Jackson is number 23, Alfred Morris. And I'm going to be honest, I was a guest on the Fantasy Football Counselor Show. He got like 127,000 subscribers. And he asked me straight up, if Zeke don't get, who would you pick up? I said, Alfred Morris, and I said Michael Gallup. Why? Because I think they both going to have as many touchdowns as their predecessor. I think Michael Gallup will have the same amount of touchdowns as Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper going to have more yards, but touchdowns, I think they're going to have the same amount of touchdowns. And I think if Zeke doesn't come back, it's going to be Alfred Morris that's going to be toting the ball. Because right now, if you had to ask me, Darius Jackson is playing Zeke. And I'm going to be honest with you, he understands what he's doing, and he's playing it well, and he's not going away. The plays that you see from Tony Pollard are highlight plays that you see, but they're not using him like that. In this San Francisco 49er game, you are going to get a holy ghost, a very big dose of Darius Jackson and Alfred Morris.
Sure. But
Now,
look, let me say this though. Look, Tyson, let me say this though, man. We are not in a situation where we let guys dictate how we move. You know what I'm saying? We cannot. We cannot be that team. We cannot be that team. We ain't them. We are not Seattle. We have got to be Dallas Cowboys. We got to be who we are. And if because if we let Zeke get his money early, then everybody else gonna be like, cool, I want my money early.
Can I make this statement? I am okay with everybody getting their money early as long as they're as good as Zeke. I'm okay with that.
Sure,
if you're not as good as Zeke, shut up and go sit down.
Sure, but listen,
you're not as good as. But see, the thing about this, Zeke is not the best person on our team, though. Sure. He's a best person in the league. So
okay,
it's just like at your job. Can I like Voch at your job?
Okay.
There are different. Like if you're good, if you're a salesman, let's just be real. If you're a salesman at your job and you're really good, you can come in late a little bit. You're gonna have. There's gonna be different reparations for a person that's better than everybody else.
Sure.
Like that's real. That's why they have vet days.
Sure.
And that's why they have non-vet days. And I'm telling you like this, with in that type of situation, Ezekiel Elliott is your best option. There isn't nothing about dictating. Like but Jerry Jones can dictate to him. I don't think that's fair that this is a one-way conversation with Jerry Jones where he can dictate you and cut you. Like Jerry Jones could have cut Zeke after year one, but Zeke can't come 2 years later and be like, yo, I want my money. Now think about this. If you're just looking at averages, on how much Ezekiel Elliott carries the ball, he is already technically in his fourth year. It's kind of like with LeBron James. Everybody, or like Popovich. Greg Popovich, you want to know why he starts benching all his really good players during the season? Is because he understood that his players are going to have to play 18 additional games in the playoffs. Sure. That guess what? That the Atlanta Hawks aren't going to have to play. Why? They're going to play their 84 games and their season's over. But Popovich understood that guess what? My guys are going to be playing more. So I gotta equate for that. It's called reverse engineering.
Tyson, I feel you.
That's what they did.
I feel you.
That's what they did. They reverse engineered, and what they did is they looked at how much and think about this. Let me tell you the amazing stat about Zeke, right? In the last 3 years, he has been eligible to play 50 games, right?
Sure.
Because we had 16 games times 3, that's 48, times 2 playoff games. Well, 3, it's 51. I'm sorry, 51. I apologize. Dak has played all 51. All 51. He doesn't lead the NFL in any category. I love Dak, though.
Sure.
Ezekiel Elliott has missed 8 of those games. He missed a game in 2016. Sure. He missed 6 games in 2017, and he missed a game in 2018.
Sure.
That right there is Zeke
is amazing. Tyson, listen, Zeke is amazing. Zeke is amazing. I would love to have Zeke on 100%.
So then keep him then. So then break the bank then.
It must be nice, but we got other guys that we got to play. Tyson, because listen, we've been doing. Tyson, listen. Tyson, you're not letting me talk. Tyson, you're not letting me talk. Tyson, you're not letting me talk. Tyson, listen.
Go ahead. My bad, go ahead.
If we're using fan eyes, do what we got to do to keep Zeke here. If we're using coach eyes, sure. If I'm Jason Garrett, if I'm Kellen Moore, sure. Those are my horses. Sure. Sure, those are my horses. But listen, but Stephen Jones has a responsibility. We just can't break the bank and give Zeke whatever the hell we want. No, you cannot. No, you cannot. No, you cannot because we're building a roster. We can have Zeke. Sure, no, you cannot ask me a question because I ain't talking in 100 words. I ain't talking.
Show me where we don't have the money.
Tyson, listen.
We don't have the money.
Tyson, I just muted you. You're very passionate. I get it. Let me talk, Tyson. Listen. We got money. I'm about to unmute you. Listen, Tyson, we got money. We can probably pay Zeke today. Sure, but why pay Zeke 20 if we can get him for 16? Why pay D-Law 25?
20.
I just muted you again. Why pay D-Law 25 if we can get him for 20? Why pay Dak 38 if we can get him for 30? At the end of the day, we just saved a whole $10 million that we can do some other dope shit with. That's why, Tyson, because we got to pay Byron this year. We got to pay Dak this year. We got to pay Coop this year. So let's be responsible here. We've lived in this cowboy time to where we did a lot of bullshit with money, where we were frivolous with money, where we'll just hand money off. We'll just give it away. We'll give away money. We'll give away draft picks. We're finally responsible enough, and Zeke wants to play chicken with us. We're finally responsible enough to build a team properly, draft properly, and pay the guys that we draft. I'm not trying to throw all that away because Zeke won his money early. Zeke gonna get his money. Zeke gonna get his bread. Zeke probably gonna be the best, the highest paid running back in the league, but he's gonna get paid at his time. Let's pay Byron first. Let's pay Coop first. Let's pay Dak first. Then when the salary cap goes up, then we can get Zeke. And after all that money we've saved, shit, we can probably sign Van Der Esch and Jalen Smith. That's why we got to be responsible. I just unmuted you. Go ahead, Tyson.
All right, this is what I'm gonna say. Right?
Go ahead.
You said all that under the premise. You said all that under the premise that we don't have the money. I need someone to show me and prove me that we don't have the money, because if we show me and prove me that we don't have the money, I will change my whole argument. But guess what? I am speaking under the premise that we have the money. So if we have the money, and I'm going to be very calm because I don't want to get muted again.
I got you. Go ahead.
We have them. Hey, Voch, I love Voch. I actually am a Patreon of Voch.
Yeah,
so
you are. I
like,
appreciate
this is actually a part of my Patreon. And guess what? If you disagree with something Voch say, if you a Patreon, you can call that number and he's going to answer that phone.
100%.
This is proof of it right there.
100%.
Because the Facebook Illuminati be on his head. I already know.
Yes, sir. Yes,
so,
sir.
Hey, this is what I'm going to say right here. I am speaking under the premise that we have the money.
Sure.
Now, this is my thing, right? The Philadelphia Eagles went over the cap and they went all in 2000. What was it? What year was that? I think it was 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that was the year that they went all in. And I just see the results. My thing is this. I'm 37 years old, so I'm more concerned about winning a Super Bowl in 2019.
Sure.
Because guess what? I watched so many end of the world movies that 2020 could just never happen. Like, what if Armageddon really happened?
Sure.
That we can never see 2020. I'm concerned about winning a Super Bowl in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for anybody to say that they can replace Ezekiel Elliott, I know they're not looking at his stats, because first off, let's just look at some stats, just some real quick, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Dallas Cowboys created last year 6,200 yards. They really did like 6,185, but I don't want to be exact. Ezekiel Elliott was responsible for 2,100 of those. Now, that is 33% of your offense.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my thing is this. People always bring up James Conner. That's cute. James Conner had 985 yards. I'm going to guess what? 985 yards on this offense, we're a 4-12 team. Want to know why? Because Jeremy Fadden had 1,080, and we were a 4-12 team. Now, James Conner, Ezekiel Elliott also, now, this is a bomb stat out there, but don't take it out of context, because Coop only played 8 games. But if you look at the stats, Ezekiel Elliott was also your number one receiver last year. Why? He caught 77 passes. Cole Beasley caught like 68. That's probably why he was so pissed.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Now, Amari Cooper comes on your team. He catches about 72. So Ezekiel Elliott not only is your leading rusher, you're also your leading receiver.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Now, even if Cooper does what he's trended to do, Ezekiel Elliott is still responsible for 600 and some yards in your passing game, along with 1,400 yards.
Sure.
That is, and then also while being, as Michael Jennings said from the Eagles, Malcolm Jennings said, the number one contact running back in the NFL and the number one blocking running back in the NFL. Now think about this, right? You say we have the number one blocking running back in the NFL,
mm-hmm.
and think about this. Dak got sacked 56 times last year.
Mm-hmm.
So think if you just put Derrick Henry back there, and he's not the number one blocking running back. And guess what? Dak is now the number one sacked quarterback in the NFL, behind Deshaun Jackson, who got sacked. I mean, not Deshaun Jackson, but Deshaun Watson, who got sacked 64 times.
That or my offensive line step up. That or my offensive line play better.
But see, this is the thing about it. I'm not under the assumption. Everybody says this. If you put Derrick Henry or this person behind that offensive line, my question is, who is that? Who is that you're talking about? Name me those 5 guys. Because Tyron Smith, I love him.
Don't start.
But guess what?
Don't start.
Tyron Smith, we're going to hope and see this year.
Don't start.
We're going to hope and see.
Don't start.
That guard position is a question mark. The center position has to be a question mark. Why? Because he didn't play all last year. Like, come on, man. He didn't play all last year. We're going to assume that someone is not going to play all 1 year and then come back to being the top 1 or 2 center in the NFL, because that's what he was in 2017.
Sure.
He was the number 1. He was the number 2 center in the NFL. And you think after a year of not playing, he's going to come back and just instantly be that? That's a disrespect to the defensive linemen who play every day.
Sure.
Then let's see it like this. Then you have an announcement today that Zach Martin says that he is unsure of when he's going to come back. I'm going to be honest with you guys. When a player says he's unsure of coming back, Voch, being a player, playing at a very high level, as I know you have, you know what that means. That means that there might be something wrong. I'm not trying to throw no ill will, but players are always optimistic. Players are always optimistic. When there's optimism gone in the player, that lets you know that something might be setting in. Now, think about this. This is the same Zach Martin who was injured, week 15? He was injured 16. He didn't play in the Giants game. Why? So maybe he really is still having a little lingering from last year. I don't know. That sounds realistic. And then right beside that guy, you have good old Leo Collins. And I'm saying I love Leo Collins. He's only responsible for 5 touchdowns that came back. Now, Ezekiel Elliott had 9 total touchdowns last year, but 3 of them got called back by Leo Collins himself. Like 3 touchdowns. 3. And that's who you have on your offensive line. Sure. Now, I believe that the offensive line can be the best offensive line in the NFL at some point, but at the same time, I'm at practice every day, and I'm assuming that there's this guy that loves his team just as much as me and is watching his defensive line and saying, oh, I think we're going to be pretty good this year. But I'm not going to assume that my Dallas Cowboys offensive line, who has not been the best offensive line since probably 2014, because they weren't the best offensive line in 2015 and 16, that was the Oakland Raiders. That's statistical. So, I mean, we're hoping that our offensive line is going to just overnight. And then think of all the moving parts. Think of all the moving parts on the offensive line right now.
I think they'll be fine.
Like, we don't yeah, I mean, Lord help me, because I'm a Christian and I'm a Cowboy. We're gonna be fine. You goddamn right, we're gonna be fine.
I think I'm
always optimistic. Then this is my last thing. This is my last thing on the whole Zeke thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it's all about Ezekiel Elliott and his behaviors, and Zeke just needs to stay out of trouble, and blah blah blah, my thing is this: I think people treat Zeke the same way they treat OJ. Yeah, he got off, but you still in your heart feel he's guilty. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? No matter what the judicial system says, in your heart, you feel that he's guilty. So every time you hear OJ, you're going to have that cringe. Why? Because even though he got off, you still believe that he's guilty. That's how I think that people feel Zeke. That's why I ask people, whenever they start talking about Zeke's contract, the first thing I ask is this: do you think he was guilty of that situation in 2016? No? Okay. Do you feel that he should have been suspended?
That's where I also kind of like... That's where I also kind of like disagree with you, even though I think he is innocent there. But I'm just sick of seeing his name in the media in general. Like, I'm sick of seeing him, and I'm sick of him.
That kind of goes around.
I'm seeing him pushing.
Popular person in the world.
I'm seeing him.
Bright Laker jersey,
I feel you. I feel you, but shit. When I go out in public, I'm not pushing security over. I'm not pulling mammary glands out. I'm not doing all this extra shit. I'm not punching DJs in the mouth. I'm not drinking everywhere I go.
But this is the thing about it is, man, this is the thing. We don't pay play. Bro, Rolando McClain got tested dirty twice, bro. The Kraken, and he retired. And he retired twice. And we signed him. The Kraken knocked the chick out, then paid her to go, and we paid him $12 million. Like, let's stop being let's just be real. If Zeke gets on the field, when Zeke is running and he's 125 yards,
that don't make the shit right, Tyson.
And guess what? It don't make it right, but it don't stop me from paying you. Want to know why? Because guess what? As long as you pass the background check, you are eligible to come work here. We are not, bro. That's not. And if anything, Jerry Jones, bro, he got caught with some situations his damn self.
You know how you looking at this, Tyson?
Robert,
you know how you looking at this, and I'm waving my finger at you. You move with your uncle and auntie and Bel Air finger wave. You looking at this purely from a fan perspective. You want Zeke on the field. You want Zeke on the field so you can win your games. That's not what you want, though.
No. I want Zeke on the field because Jerry Jones already said out of his mouth that he was going to pay him.
I totally agree. I totally agree. Zeke will get paid, but why pay him so early when there's other guys that need to get paid right now? Zeke get paid later.
This is why because you're not paying him early. I just explained to you guys you're not paying Zeke early. Zeke is not looking at it in years. This is what I need to break to you guys. I need you to take a quick bunny trail on me.
This is pretty.
He's not looking at this in years. Zeke is looking at this in carries. The average running back.
His contract don't say 2,000 carries. It say 5 years.
So guess what? Exactly, Voch. That's what I'm saying. So imagine if I paid. What if I told you, hey, Voch, I'm gonna give you $50 to clean the stadium, and I take you to Rialto. I take you to Dallas. I take you to some little high school stadium, and then I say, okay, Voch, I'm gonna give you $50 to pay stadium, but now I need you to clean AT&T Stadium.
Then that's my fault. That's my fault for signing the contract. That's my fault. That is my fault. Cause look.
And guess what? But guess what? That's why we live in America, so you can change it when it's wrong, though. And guess what? It's not. How is it? But also, Voch, if you do that, then you're punishing Zeke for being good. You're literally punishing him for being good.
We're not
Because
punishing
I don't
Zeke.
think that Zeke goes out and says that I want to run the ball right now. The Dallas Cowboys called the plays, so how can you get mad at Zeke for you guys overusing him? Voch, if you come to me right now and you're trying to buy insurance for your car,
Zeke. Now we overusing Zeke. Look at your camera. Zeke does this. Zeke says, "Use me." What are you saying? Zeke wants the ball more.
When you draft
He doing this.
When you draft someone fourth, Voch, when you draft someone fourth overall, bro, you have to use him. Like, bro, you're paying from the day you pick him. But this is my thing I'm trying to tell you guys. When you buy a brand new car and you take that car to go get insurance, if you tell, they're going to ask you one question. Are you using this car for business or for personal? If you say it's business, you're going to say, okay, your insurance is going to be $100 a month. If you say, oh, I'm going to use the car for Uber, they're going to say, well, guess what? Your insurance is going to be $350. You want to know why? Because you're going to be using the car more. There's going to be more mileage on the car, which means there's going to be more damage on the car. That means there's more. And then also think about this. If I'm running the ball more, that means I'm also putting myself at risk at more.
But
Every
you don't
time I
get
pick the
paid
ball
by
and
the
carry the ball
carry.
more,
But listen, but he
No,
don't get paid by the
no,
carry.
no.
He don't get paid by the carry. And look, I understand what you're saying, but that's up to him for your contract language. That's what that's what this is all about. Contract language. So it takes time to get contract language.
How does a rookie getting drafted fourth overall prevent that? Like, there's no way to prevent. This isn't baseball where you can go in and be like, I'm gonna be on a pitch count. Like, I remember when Strassenberger got hurt for Washington Nationals, they put him on 140 pitch count, right? And think about this: they were the number one team in baseball. And they put their number one pitcher on a pitch count. And guess what? The pitch count ran out right before the playoffs. And guess what they did? They lost.
Then that's their fault for signing and negotiating that contract. Zeke signed the 5-year joint. So if we pay Zeke, yes, he did. He signed forward with a 5th-year option. He signed forward with a 5th-year option. We have a 5th-year option. He signed a 5th-year option.
But can I ask you a question?
We have a 5th-year
option. Can he deny the 5th-year option, though? Can he decline that 5th-year option?
If he want to, but we ain't even at that point. We ain't
He
even at that point in his career. We ain't even at that point in his career.
Is it physical? But what I'm asking you is, bro, that it's not. See, that's what I'm saying. People got to educate themselves. It's not, bro. If I'm telling you I'm gonna work you 4 days and I'm gonna pay you 4 days, and then I have the choice to make you come in on Saturday, bruh. Even if you pay me, is that gonna bruh? What is that? You would not take that job. That's what these guys have.
Okay.
Basically, I'm paying you to work Monday through Thursday, and then I'm paying you to work Monday through Friday, and then guess what? I, as the owner, have the option to call you on Friday and be like, yo, I need you to come in on Saturday. Don't trip. I'm gonna pay you, but he can't come back and be like, no, I don't want that. I don't want to do that. And then also, just on some numbers game, Amari Cooper's making $13.9 million this year on a 1-year deal. Ezekiel Elliott in the next 2 years will make $13.3 million over the next 2 years.
Sure.
That's just what that's
sure.
factual.
Sure.
Now, this is another thing that irritates me about the Dallas Cowboys, because honestly, I don't say pay Zeke. I no longer say pay Zeke. I say, Stephen Jones, do what you said. On March 15th, Stephen Jones said that they had the money to start a contract.
They do.
I'm paraphrasing, but I can send you the article that started in Todd Gurley.
Sure.
Now we know the contract for Todd Gurley.
Sure.
We know that. That's published. You can go on Sport Tech. Now my thing is this: if you're saying that Zeke has to be a man of his word and finish out the contract, then why can't Stephen Jones be a man of his word when he said that he was going to start a contract that started at Todd Gurley? My thing is this: West Coast. What you're basically saying is I could just get his contract and just add $1,000 on each number, and technically we have a contract more. That's what you would think they would do, right? But obviously that's not what happened. You want to know why? Because if that was what would have happened, we would not be here.
Tyson,
but since we know they did not offer him that, thus we said.
Tyson.
And I'm going to be honest with you, I support Zeke. And this is my last thing. I support Zeke holding out. You want to know why?
This ain't your last
because
thing.
I am going to be the average black man lives to 78 years old. I eat well. I have a beautiful wife. I have young kids. I think I'm going to live to at least 100. You know what I'm saying? That's 70 more years of watching Cowboy football, bruh. Like, I'm not going to minimize my entire life and make a guy take something so that I can please myself as a fan. That would be selfish. And guess what? If the shoe was on the other foot, I wouldn't do it for the Cowboys. I wouldn't. I would make Jerry Jones pay me off the premise that he said he was going to do it. And then my last thing, I promise, Voch. My last thing, I promise.
No, it's not your last thing. I know you.
That was my second last thing.
Hurry up.
I'm gonna pay twice on Patreon. I promise.
No, you're not.
Hey, if it's just about Zeke's behavior, why hasn't Dak got paid? Dak's the American kid. He's not waiting for nobody to get enumerated. And think about this: Dak goes to practice on time every day.
I don't think
he's
it's
there. He meets with you.
I don't think it's just about Zeke's behavior. I think it's a combination.
Right.
I think it's a combination
if
of.
They're doing everybody right.
I think it's a combination of Zeke wanting to get paid early. I think it's negotiation.
No, that's
and Zeke. It's not fair. Tyson,
that's not fair.
Plug a YouTube page.
I think Dak did some stuff by himself too. I think he won that rookie of himself pretty good. I think he helped the Cowboys go 3 consecutive winning seasons. I don't think that's fair. I mean, I heard what D-Law said. I remember when D-Law said that. They said that same thing to D-Law. They said, Jared D-Law has to take a contract that's more suitable. You know what D-Law said? Nah, that's for y'all to decide.
West Coast Cowboy.
And guess what? 2 weeks later, you got paid.
West Coast Cowboy, plug your stuff, man. Tell them where they can find you at, brother. Please.
Hey, man. It's all, the number one thing, man? I love this show, man. I'm a blogger, bro. I'll be on Dallas Cowboy Scouting. On West Coast Cowboy, I'm more about I'll be out in that field, man. I've been at training camp every day, so I'm hot in a mug. I was supposed to go today, man, but y'all can follow me on Dallas Cowboy Scouting or right here on YouTube. I just got on YouTube maybe about 2 months ago. I just hit 1,000 subscribers, so I'm not on Voch level, but man, I'm trying to get there. But yo, West Coast Cowboy, you can check me out on there. And hey, man, if you ain't passionate about your Cowboys, clock off. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, like if you ain't passionate about your Cowboys, clock off. That's just what it is, man. That's what I believe, man. Because man, I love my Cowboys, man. All
right, man. Appreciate it, Tyson. Shit.
All right.
That's why I was gonna get off the show 30 minutes ago, man. I promise, man. I promise. Space Cowboy, man. I mean, I would say quickly, but shit, it wouldn't be fair. I let Tyson come on this thing and talk for an hour and shit. Space Cowboy, what's up, man?
Hello, sir. How's it going, Voch?
I'm chilling.
Yeah, I didn't want to take up too much of your time.
I'm not loading and unloading magazines over here. I'm not, I'm not messing with pocket knives over here and nothing like that. Go ahead.
No, man, I didn't want to, I figured this call was going for a bit because I didn't want to, you know what I mean? But anyway, I don't know what that whole other conversation was about, so I'm just going to...
Rico Gathers is what we were supposed to be talking about, but shit.
Rico Gathers, he wasn't making the team either way. So
I feel you, bro. I agree there, but what you got for the show, man? Jeez.
I mean, look, I understand that. I don't want to go back into the whole Zeke dilemma because I feel like that was already discussed. All I'm going to say is just listen. Let's just not get too paranoid. Whatever happens. We just got to play with the cards that we're dealt. You know what I mean? If he shows up, if he gets paid, awesome. Then we don't got to worry about it. If he doesn't, then hey, you got to just do what you got to do. I think we'll be fine. I'm always got to be an optimist in this situation. But hey, you know what? I'm not going to sit here and say we can't pay him or we shouldn't pay him because we obviously do. And me and you most likely agree he should get paid.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think that it's kind of. I think the talk's kind of cheap. Not trying to be like that, but it's just because I feel like, look, we haven't gotten to the first preseason game, right? Like I would say, if we're at the third preseason game and he's still not here, or even the fourth one, maybe we have an issue on our hands.
Sure.
But I think that hey, listen, right now I'm not sweating bullets. Right now I am just wait. And people bring up tomorrow, August 6th. That really doesn't matter for Zeke. The only reason that would matter is if he didn't have a 5th-year option. Because all it means is that he would just end up being as if he hit free agency, he'd be a restricted free agent as opposed to an unrestricted free agent based off of how many years he's been with the team or how many years he's played. It's just that whole contract nonsense, whatever, and I don't want to, because that's going to take me further to explain. But, I mean, hey, listen, man, I don't really have much to say on the Zeke thing because it's like, what's there to talk about other than, hey, listen, the dude's training on his own right now. And we rarely play him in the preseason to begin with, Yeah.
I feel you, Space Cat. Listen, man. I just want to call him back and scream. I just want to
Well, what exactly? Wait, who?
Tyson. I just want to call Tyson the screen.
Well,
man.
what did he say? I only caught a certain amount of it.
He was saying Zeke is the best player in the league and that we should throw away all of our financial responsibility and pay him whatever he wants because he's Zeke. Basically, that we should that we should throw all this hard work and roster building and fiscal responsibility down the drain because Zeke is fantastic.
I disrespect. You know, I disrespect. I disagree respectfully, if I could speak.
I like what you said the first time. You said disrespectfully disrespect him. That's what you said.
Disrespectful. Yeah, disrespectful to Stephen Jones. Yeah, but all seriousness though, I'm not of the belief. Listen, it depends on position to position. I am a firm believer. You don't. I know I say you should pay Dak, pay Zeke. You know, you pay these guys. But the thing is you have to. And the reason why it's taking some time is because they're trying to figure out what's the best for the team, right? Because if they feel that if we end up being in a situation, let's say worst case scenario, Zeke sits out, right?
Sure.
And we end up finding a situation to where, hey, we can replicate his production without him. You think the Cowboys are going to sit there and just keep – I'm not saying they're going to do him dirty like that. I don't believe they would do that, you know. It's just because at the end of the day, I would rather have this roster in shape and capable of replicating said production or getting even more production than just being stagnant, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I think that with Zeke, if he listen, based off of his touchdown stats, you know, listen, what did he get last year? I believe he got how many rushing touchdowns? 6, I think.
Six rushing touchdowns. Yeah,
okay.
Sure.
Yeah, and I think that you know, when we look at that, obviously, when you're looking at best running back in the league, you would want more production out of that, you know. But at the end of the day, it's about winning games. And me and you can agree on that, right? It's about winning games. So if Zeke only scores 7 touchdowns, but he is capable of being effective in games throughout the season, I could care less what his stat line looks like. You know, same with Dak Prescott, Amari Cooper, and all these other fellows. You know, obviously, if you have good stats, you're going to win games. But at the end of the day, it's all about winning games, plain and simple. That's just my honest opinion on the matter. If Zeke holds out and we're winning games without him, it'd be like cool. But I would prefer him to be here because I feel like he has he elevates the ceiling when it comes to this squad.
Yeah, man. I think you can win games without Zeke, and I think Zeke's what he think his leverage would be is that that y'all can't win games without me. I guess that would be what he thinks his leverage is. I don't necessarily agree though. I don't think that's a good idea because if we start to win games, then my ego comes into play. I'm like, nah, don't just come back now. Don't just come back now. But at the end of the day, I do think you know what's most important here, and I think the biggest point in all this is that Zeke can't afford to miss game checks. You know what I'm saying? It's not like Zeke is so financially set that he could just miss out on a year like Le'Veon did. So I think we'll see him. We'll see him when it's time to play ball, like when it's time to play.
I think he'll be there.
Yeah. And if not, you know, we'll just draft a running back next year. We'll just.
But here's the thing. I see. Shout out to Miss Scott for she's bringing up. So Zeke's rushing touchdowns can't be replicated. I mean, they can. They absolutely can. But I think it's just a matter of how you're winning games, right? You know, obviously, in a perfect world, you would just have players that you could pay for cheap and they get you maximum production. Obviously, we don't live in that world. So, you know, we don't know what Tony Pollard, Mike Weber, and these boys can do in an actual NFL game setting, right? I'm not disrespecting them, but we just don't know that at this juncture, right? So, like, if they end up replicating Zeke's production, we would be like, okay, so do we really need him? And I don't want to do Zeke like that because I think that he's earned his contract based on what he's done. But, you know, I feel like Zeke doesn't have as much leverage as people think he does. I'm not sure how you feel. I think you just said it too. I don't mean to gloss you over, but like,
sure.
You know, like I think Dak has I think Dak has leverage. I think Amari Cooper has leverage. Zeke, he has some, but I don't know if he has all leverage. You know.
Plus, I think what was I about to say, Space Cowboy? You just made me lose my thought, man. You just made me forget.
I'm sorry.
I was saying something about Zeke. It was about leverage. It was about winning. It was about money. It was about something like that. I don't know, but I think we could play without Zeke. I would rather. Yes, yeah, I would rather play with Zeke though. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm the same way. Yeah, I agree.
Don't get it twisted. I would love to have that young man line up and play for us. But I do think one thing that really would like make this weird though, whatever. Like sure Zeke could either play easy with us now or whatever, but I think if we win the Super Bowl, like I don't think Zeke gets re-signed. If like you know, like I think a lot of these signings come from desperation, and even what Tyson was saying, like he wants to sign Zeke immediately because he wants to win a Super Bowl this year. I think if I think if we win a Super Bowl, I think a lot of guys is the haste of signing some of these guys goes away.
Yeah. I will. When it comes to the whole Super Bowl window, like yes, all of us Cowboys fans want us to win a Super Bowl this year and even have sustained success in the future. But for me, I would rather secure long-term success than, bank in on a singular year, because I feel that this team has done a fantastic job at drafting talent and retaining said talent if they wanted to. And they've done a good job at clearing up cap space, do team-friendly deals, especially when you look at DeMarcus Lawrence's deal, and we'll see what happens with these other deals coming up, right? Sure. And there's no guarantee that even if you do sign Zeke, you do win a Super Bowl. Yes, he does elevate your chances of winning a Super Bowl and getting that hardware, but at the same time, there's no guarantees in the NFL. There's no guarantee the Cowboys will go a certain record. There's no guarantee that they'll win a playoff game. There's no guarantee they'll even win a Super Bowl at that. And I'm not saying this to talk bad about my team. It's just that's the honest reality of the situation, And as we get more money from not only expiring contracts, but also from players retiring and like cutting players, we're going to be able to allocate those resources to other players, because we got our offensive line more or less locked up. We just got to make sure they stay upright. You got your War Daddy and DeMarcus Lawrence all locked up. Sure. Then you have your linebackers coming up. You got your cornerbacks, and then your quarterback and wide receiver. You know what I mean? Like,
then you want to know? Then you want to know why you're able to sign all those guys? Because you don't lose a game of chicken with Zeke, and you don't pay Zeke exactly the number he wants. You get that damn bargain with some good language in it. And you live.
So here's the thing, right? I want you this is my whole thing. I know a lot of us are frustrated. We've gone 20 years without a Super Bowl. You do know we've gone until now, we've gone 20 plus years without consistency. For me, I think the road to getting to a championship is developing a consistent, winning franchise. Before, you got to learn how to crawl before you can walk, and you got to learn how to walk before you can run. I'm not trying to sit here and say, listen, the inner fan in me gets pissed off when we don't win games,
Sure.
When we don't do everything, right? I mean, that's obvious. But at the end of the day, I got to clear that out of my mind and realize, listen, it takes time to build these kinds of teams. Yeah. It takes time.
And we finally got a team that we can feel good about that's going to last. That's going to last some years and not just going to fizzle out like the Giants did. You know what I mean? Like, we finally feel good about some guys. And I want to throw it all away.
And for me, I feel this is my honest opinion with Zeke. I don't think you pay. I would say you pay him. I think that he's on your docket to pay players. But do you throw money at him now? I would say no.
It's not his time. It's not his time, man.
We got more time to pay him, right? I think that, listen, Zeke is banking, assuming that he holds out week 1. I'm not saying he's doing that. Assuming he does, he better hope to God the Cowboys don't do well. And that's what I hate, because then he's rooting against his own team.
And we win the Super Bowl.
And I don't want to go on for too long. I know you probably are getting tired. But
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. Go ahead.
What's up?
Go ahead. You good.
Oh, okay. My whole point, and I'm just going to reiterate this point. You remember the last time the Dallas Cowboys had made the playoffs in back-to-back years was 2006, 2007. Last time the Dallas Cowboys won the division back-to-back was 1995, 1996, excuse me. That's bad, okay? I want us to first establish ourselves as a consistent playoff team, Because if we can do that and develop some form of, I'm not saying we don't have it, if we can develop a locker room that has that formula for success, which we see can work, we have an identity. It's just, can we continue that and build further? Again, we have a really young team, and it's gonna. And I even said it. I said, listen, man, this team's going through some changes. We just got not even 3, going on 4 years ago. We just got but we just passed the torch from our previous franchise guy and Tony Romo to Dak Prescott.
Sure.
So the mindset has changed, and it takes time. Sometimes that's how it is with other franchises. It takes time to build that up, right? And I think that we have, and you said it too, we have a good thing going. I think we've gotten through that storm of back then when we would have the horrible free agencies, when we would have horrible trades, this, that, and the third. And I don't want us to jump the gun on anybody until I can see it. Like with Dak Prescott, people might say, well, Space Cowboy, you're a hypocrite because you say you want to pay him now. Thing is, Dak Prescott has steered the ship correctly over the past 3 seasons, and he's proven that he's worth the money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ezekiel Elliott, he's proven he's worth the money, but at the same time, he's asking for it now because Todd Gurley got his extension in his 3rd year. And we haven't seen Zeke, slow down yet.
Right.
I think that he still has good seasons in him, and I don't want to ditch him off to the wayside. But we got to remember, we have to ensure that it's the star above else. No player is bigger than this franchise, and I'm not going to sit here and side. I think Zeke. I want him to get paid. I want all our players to get paid. But if him holding out is going to be a detriment to the team, I'm not in support of that.
Are you telling Tyson? Are you saying Tyson is wrong? Are you saying what are you saying, Space Cowboy? Are you saying Tyson West Coast? What are you saying about his notion that he's going to risk it all for Zeke? What are you saying?
Wait, what did he say? I'm sorry. I want to make sure I'm saying this correctly.
I'm just being messed. But listen, he's very pro Zeke, and we're all very pro Zeke. I just think we're pro Cowboy first. That's just what I think.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm not pro. Well, I don't want to sound like I'm not in favor of the players getting paid, but I'm not mortgaging my future on a singular player because he's holding out when he has 2 more years on his deal. I'm willing to play a game of chicken, and hey, you know what? This is what you do.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to, if you end up not doing well, then by all means, then hey, you got to pay the guy. But if you start doing well,
yeah, man. Look, if we go out there and lay an egg, boy, and we go 0-3. Yeah, we need to. Zeke, we sorry. Give him his money. We sorry, Zeke. We ain't mean it. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case or whatever, I don't think that's the case. I think we'll be fine.
But I'm not sure. And I don't want to because I only heard a bit of what a West Coast Cowboy was saying, so I don't want to misconstrue what he was saying. I don't want to take him incorrectly. But if we're saying, or if his logic was, well, you pay him now because the window's now, I disagree with that because the team is young as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
And if Zeke's going to be a pain in the ass and he demands a trade, and then he's putting himself before the team, I'm willing to be like, okay, dude, enough with you. I can just ship you off for pick. I'm not saying I'll do that.
Sure.
No. I want him to stay. I'm just saying at worst case, if he wants to be a pain in the ass like that, I'm not, and trust me, Stephen Jones won't play around. He's not willing to stop.
I think this is a fun courtroom drama that'll all get settled out. It'll get settled before any real drama pops off or whatever. So let's enjoy it now while we got something to talk about, something that'll give us some good content.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I have nothing much more to say. Well, other than I don't know, Rico Gathers by. I don't really care. You didn't really put in time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about Rico. Listen, he was gone either way. We need some, we need to rest our guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. And listen, I don't really take training camp super seriously because it's just practice. We're talking about practice here, right?
Space Cowboy. If you love football, you love practice. Don't you do practice like that?
Yeah. No, but my whole thing is listen, I'm not trying to listen. I'm glad Cowboys football's back. But at the end of the day, I'm wanting to see what we do on that football field when we're playing another NFL team. That's where it matters, man.
You ready for September? I got you. I feel you, and I agree. Bro. I'm about to go ahead and wrap this show up, man. Space Cowboy, I appreciate you.
Bro. That was my last thought. Yeah, I'll go ahead and talk.
Actually, hang tight, Space Cowboy. Let's play a good old friendly chapter of Clock Game. Let's see what's a good time for Clock Game right now. We got one call after you, and I think this is a great time to play Clock Game. What's a good time you think, Space Cowboy, be a good time to play? About a minute, about 50 seconds.
A minute, 50 seconds. That's fine. Whatever. It's your show.
You're absolutely right. This is my show. Let's do 50 seconds Clock Game. Let's see what happens. I want you to play along with me, Space Cowboy. We're gonna run this. Now, in case y'all not familiar with Clock Game, it's when we're trying to rapid fire through these calls. But I just have this notion that fans don't, or just callers. I don't like calling y'all fans. Callers don't have a good grasp of like how much time they got on the clock. So when the timer goes off, we're gonna hang up. So let's go watch this. The time starts after the intro. Watch this. 757. What's that? Who this?
Hey, what's going on, Voch? It's Christopher Lester, man. Just giving you and Space Cowboy a little bit of love. I know I'm on the Clock Game, so I'm going to be real quick.
Let's get
all the stuff we talk about with Zeke and all this other stuff, man, it really, really doesn't matter. They're looking at these other 2 years, and everybody got to pay across the board. Like you're saying, if we win, the point is winning football games. And if Dak takes that next step in the passing game, then it's going to be valuable. But always remember on draft day when they drafted Zeke, they said we're going to use a running back for 5 years, and we're going to find another. Jerry falls in love with him. Steven looks at him as a commodity. I don't even know if I'm near my time limit.
Nah,
that's how they look at it.
20 seconds. You got 20 seconds. Keep going.
Hey man, that's all I got. I know you're gonna clock me, so go ahead and hit the knife, load the Glock, and then man, I'll listen to y'all tomorrow. Love y'all shows, man.
My man. Space Cowboy, you see how effective Clock Game is?
That was great.
you see how we get people in and out with Clock Game?
He was having fun.
Look, he had a whole 10 more seconds. All right, here we go. Clock Game. 50 more seconds on the clock. Let's see what we got. Clock starting after the intro. So let's go. 337. What's happening? Who this?
How you doing, man? My name's Daniel.
All right, Dan. What's up, Dan from Louisiana? I just plugged you in platinum, so next time you call in, you go to the front. What you got for the show?
Man, I just want to ask, man. I want to ask first. It's like I feel like I have the unpopular opinion as far as Zeke is concerned. You know what I'm saying? Like, from the time that Dak got drafted, and from the time that we saw him play football, and I know you understand football a lot. You break down so much film.
Right.
You know that like to really to give yourself the best possible window to win a championship, or the longest window, it has to be from the quarterback. It has to be, consistently, good play from the quarterback. And I saw that from Dak. We saw that from Dak. Everybody, from his first year on, he had some ups and downs and some bumps, but I feel like I'm one of the only people that believes that Dak can be a franchise quarterback.
All right, Dan, I gotta let you go. Boy, look. Dan spent the whole 50 seconds setting up his question. Dan, I ain't want to do it.
I'm like, bro,
Dan, I ain't want to do it.
On.
Listen, Dan, I ain't want to do it, but I gotta stay true to Clock Game. You know what I'm talking about? Space Cowboy, you see how entertaining Clock Game can be, though?
Man, I would do a whole show on Clock Game.
I might do that. Like I might get a dope topic, something that's real polarizing, something that's gonna make people long-winded, and just play a long game of Clock Game with. Okay, look, we if anybody else want to call in, because we wrapping the show up, so get it in while it's hot. The number is 515-606-5187, access code 309104. We have another caller. Let me prepare the clock. Man, Clock Game's so fun. It's dope. And here we go. We're going to start after the intro. Well, actually, let me hit this button. Hold on. See, get this good to go. All right. 856. What's happening? Who this? Hello? What's happening? Who this?
Hey, what's going on?
What's good, brother? What's good, bro? What you got for the show?
This is Jimmy from New Jersey.
Jimmy from New Jersey. What's good, brother?
Nah, man, I've been trying to get on your show for a long time now, man. But my other phone service won't let me call that 515 number.
Oh man, I hate you had to call in right now during clock game, but it's all good. We're gonna listen to you. What you got for the show, Jim?
Nah, but the Rico Garber situation, man, I really feel as though they ain't never given him a real chance.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I really feel as though they never gave him a real chance. Like, what they every bit of put him in, 2 to 3 times last season?
Yeah.
So, like, what did they base off of? I mean, what was they scared of the fact that he was a basketball player first or whatever? Or what was it, the fact that he couldn't really read the plays? Or something what was it that they made them cut him off like that?
Okay, so here's another rule in clock game. If you have a question, then I'm gonna pause the clock to answer your question. Then we're gonna get you back on the clock.
Bad. Listen,
No, wait. No, you good. Cause this part of the rule.
I didn't know the rules. I just happened to see on the live or whatever, and I'm like, let me try to call this time.
No, fam, you good. But as part of the clock game rules, if you have a question, I stop it to answer. I think they gave Rico plenty of opportunity. I think he just couldn't beat out Cody McElroy, and he couldn't beat out Blake Jarwin. He couldn't beat out Dalton Schultz. All those guys developed, and he didn't. So
Okay.
Yeah. What else you got?
All right. Well, that's pretty much wrapped.
All right, man. Go ahead and get you off the phone, Jimmy. Appreciate it. That's it.
When it's 9 o'clock time, I don't.
I got you. What you say, Space Cowboy?
No, I was gonna say, Jimmy, is he still on the line or not?
Nah, he gone. Space Cowboy, look.
What area code was he from?
Damn, I forgot. I hung up.
Did he say 856?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, it's from my neck of the woods then. Okay.
Okay, cool. That's your neighbor. Hey, look, Space
my neighbor.
Hey, man, check this out. Here's a little nuance of a clock game that I like. Like when they get down like 5 seconds, I'll make them think that they got a lot of time. I'll be like, hey man, ask another question. Then I'll ask a question, and in 5 seconds they cut that shit off. Oh man, look, one day I gotta find a way to like surprise people, right? To be like, all right, y'all call in and say what y'all want to say, but like the show before, I tell everybody that it's clock game, so they don't know that we playing clock game, and we'll just run it from there. Oh man, that was fun. I just put me on the clock. Shit. All right, cool. So with that being said, how long is this show, man? This show been about 2 hours, bro. This shit crazy as hell. Okay. Anyway, Space Cowboy, do you have any plugs that you want to get out just so we can wrap the show up, bro?
Yeah, absolutely. If you're in the chat and you haven't subscribed to me, feel free to do so. You can follow me on Twitter at Space.
All right, Space Cowboy, I'm gonna go ahead and hang up on you. That's time.
Listen here, you.
I'm playing. I'm playing. My fault. Go ahead, play stuff.
Yeah, I got you, bro. Nah, you can follow me on YouTube at Space Cowboy 17. Follow me on Twitter, as I mentioned. And that's pretty much it, man. Voch, I greatly appreciate you taking your time to allow me to be on your show, man.
Yes,
Keep
sir.
doing you, bro.
Yes, sir. Doski Woski. Y'all see him dropping his link in the chat box right now. The great Kendrick Lamar says you're either corny or an opportunist. So go on over there and click that man's link and check out the show. We're trying to get him to, I forgot the number, 3,000? Excuse me. We're trying to get him to 3,000 subs before December. I believe that was the number, so everybody go over there and check him out. He has good information. I don't co-sign a lot of people. If y'all notice, if y'all listen to Voch, I don't just co-sign a lot. I let people get their plugs off because I want people to be successful. I want people to be great. I want people to get some of this YouTube money or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I don't just promote. I don't just put on. Vouch for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? I vouch for Space Cowboy 17, so he's dropping 5,000. That was the number. We're not gonna make it, Space Cowboy. We're not gonna make it to 5 by December. But I'm vouching for him, so y'all go check him out. Miss Scouting Pro funny. No, Miss Scouting Pro, but if you check, there's a link somewhere in my video. I actually interviewed Joe Looney, and I was right here on him, and I interviewed Jeff Heath. And I was right here on him, and I interviewed Rod Smith, and I was right here on him. So no, Miss Scouting, bro, I know, with your messy ass. But Miss Sky Pro, send me an email though, like so I can, so I can get put on at Dallas Morning News, so I can headline y'all podcast department and get y'all some views over there. You know what I'm saying? Great show. This show was not supposed to be as long as it ended up being, but it was long enough. Shouts out to Nene, man. She been holding it down. She been kicking people in the ass, getting all the perpetrators up out of here. So everybody in the chat about clap it up for Nene real fast. Just clap it up. Incognito is on his third YouTube account. That's all good. Clap it up, Incognito. Clap it up. Clap it up for him, Incognito. He's on his third account. We got him back in place. Got him a wrench. Got him a gun. So we got him set, squared away. Housekeeping. Hit the notification bell. I drop a lot of random things, whether it be film sessions. I'm getting good reviews and feedback on my think pieces. I am when the season starts, just to let y'all know how the channel's gonna be run. I'm gonna be dropping a lot of content for y'all. I may give y'all like 5 videos a week for the culture. So what I'll do is we're gonna do our post game live streams. Those are always lit. The phones are going to be available. You can call in and speak your piece, talk your shit and all that. The morning after shows, that's going to be either on Monday or Friday, sometimes Sunday, depending on what the game actually is. The morning after shows, that's going to be in the morning whenever I wake up. So you got to have your notification bell on for that. I might wake up early and do it for y'all. 3 film sessions. I'm going to find the 3 most impactful Cowboy players that week of that game. I'm going to do that. And I'm also going to drop a blog every week, just kind of going over what we learned as Cowboy fans. I'm going to break down the film and really get a good idea of what we did schematically, how the players did, things like that. I'm going to actually blog it up about things that we learned or things that I learned. So when y'all take my information and go out and y'all have debates in your everyday life, you can use my debates as a part of your debates. All right. Support the merch and go watch my other videos. Go buy a Fire Stick from what's the name? What's the name of the web? AffordableSticks.com. That is in all of my descriptions or whatever. So y'all please check that out. Voch, give Miss Scouting Pro a wrench. Miss Scouting Pro has a wrench. And call mom in a second. Let me go over these super chats. Hang tight. I know I saw Nene face twice. One time she was being mean. One time she was being sweet. But we're going to do what we got to do. Stuart Morrison dropped a deuce up in there. Appreciate it. Nene was being mean, but she dropped the deuce. Thank you so much. Michael dropped 5. Keep up the good work, Voch. Appreciate it, Mike. DP, he called in, gave us some good information. I want him to debate with Tyson one day. He dropped a deuce in the super chat. What's up, Voch? JD dropped 5 in the super chat. Says, Voch, I guess Rico was not suave. Yep. He dropped 5. Appreciate you, sir. Vladimir Putin dropped 2. He says, Rico better gather. Rico better gather his stuff. Oh, man. Good shit, Vlad. Artie says, aren't the incompletions more sonon? I'm assuming that's your way to abbreviate synonymous. Aren't the incompletions more synonymous with mediocre quarterback play? No, sir. Cut it out. No, sir. Anime Dolphin dropped 5 in the super chat. We read his. He's going to turn Anime Dolphin into a Dolphins channel. He's going to break down film. He's going to do Dolphin things. So you go over there. I might do like some collaborative work with Anime Dolphin because the Cowboys play the Dolphins in week 3, so we may pull that off. And Nene dropped 2 in the super chat early. She says, "Are we going to play Crossroads for Rico?" Also, shouts out to Rio for dropping 5 early, and shouts out to David J for dropping 5 early. Thank y'all for coming true. This was fun. Y'all hold it down for the Doski Woski, the Peasky Whiskey. Y'all drink water. Stay happy. Keto Cardio Voch is gone.